Hi there, namaste, and welcome back to another spiritualistic pick a card reading. Today we're taking a look at blessings on their way for you. So please take a deep breath, drawing the energy up your spine to create a clear and open channel. And as you exhale, allow yourself to come into clear knowing which group or groups has your message in it for you today. We have group number 1 on the left with past life regression. Group number 2 in the center with make your own path. And group number 3 on the right with divinely guided. As always, the timestamps to your readings are listed below in the description box, as well as information for my spiritual store on Etsy at Spiritualistic. There you'll be able to find all of my published tarot and oracle decks, books, journals, as well as personal services with me. I also have a crystal shop, and there are always lots of fun merchandise for Spiritualistic, as well as zodiac clocks, hoodies, jewelry, things like that if you want to represent astrology or get into tarot a little more, learn about astrology or tarot, journal, set some intentions, manifest with me, all of that fun stuff. Personal services, merchandise are available there. If you would like more exclusive content, I do post every single Wednesday on my Inner Circle channel here on YouTube. You can find that in the description box. I also post every single Thursday on my Patreon channel. You'll find on my YouTube channel more channeling, and on my Patreon, you'll find more good old-fashioned 3D tarot. So if you're interested in following along there, TikTok or Instagram, you know where to find me. It's always at Spiritualistic. If you like, comment, and subscribe, it helps me continue doing what I love, and it helps me help spreading the love to those who need to find the messages when it's relevant for them too. So thank you so much for being here. I love you. I'm grateful for you, and I will see you at your reading. Namaste. Hi there, Group 1. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today we're going to be taking a look at 3 blessings that are coming into your life, and you selected the first group with the past life regression card. Now, the first thing that I'm getting, group number 1, is that you have been remembering who the heck you are. You have been doing a lot of internal work. You've been opening up your heart space towards yourself and towards the universe, towards source, which is really beautiful because this creates a ripple effect that goes out to the rest of the world, everything and everyone. If you start giving love outside of yourself, it's beautiful, but you might sometimes give from an empty cup or a cup that gets more and more empty over time. If you give love to yourself and to the divine, then that creates a giant ripple effect that hits the outside too. It's kind of like when you do something beautiful for yourself on the outside, it makes you feel good on the inside, but it's a little more of a temporary feel good. Or it lasts as long as whatever it is that you beautified externally lasts. However, if you beautify yourself on the inside, you begin to glow externally. And that is a little longer lasting change. And so what I'm seeing here for you, group number 1, is that a lot of this work, you've been doing work to beautify your internal state as well as your external world. Now, things might not be perfect all the time, but these blessings have a lot to do with you deserving the best. You devoting yourself to your growth, to loving yourself, to being a love bug to everyone in your life, to the divine, connecting with the universe, and also we do have this energy of past life regression, again remembering who the heck you are. Now you are a child of the divine, you are a wonderful, beautiful piece of the universe experiencing itself, you are an individual, and as that individual you have a lot of different quirks about you that nobody else can have by definition. And if you look at your soul's journey across different lifetimes, if that's something that you like to do, or you look at just the many different lives you've lived in this incarnation, in this lifetime, you're also going to see that all of the different lives that you've lived, it wasn't for nothing, of course. You remember versions of you that needed to come out and maybe strong arm you through certain situations. You remember versions of you that gave someone a hug instead of slapping them in the face. You remember versions of you that chose to forgive for you. You remember versions of you that chose to be the bigger person, to choose the higher path, to continue to grow when it was easy, when it was hard, when you were scared, when you were frustrated. And so when we take a look at these 3 blessings, the first message that wants to come out for you is that you deserve these blessings, group 1. Not only have you worked hard for them, but also you're a beautiful person. You're beautiful on the inside, you're beautiful on the outside. You have a beautiful, big, amazing heart. And also, there are some things that maybe in this life, I'm hearing it's a flavor you want to taste again. And I'm getting that you're going to get to do this. So, group number 1, let's take a look at the 3 blessings that are coming into your life. I'm going to be pulling from my Light Codes Oracle so that we can get this energy here for you. Okay, 3 blessings, please. What are group number 1's 3 blessings? The first one that we have here, okay, this is actually serious, and I'm hearing from this bodily autonomy, okay? We'll pull more information in a moment, but what I'm getting through this card, the serious card, is that you're going to be connecting better with your body. For some of you, you might be finally feeling better about your body. You might be able to finally get a procedure, if that's up your alley, or a treatment. Like maybe you really want to get your hair cut and maybe you've needed to wait a while. Also, maybe this is bodily autonomy in spirituality. Okay, so maybe you are going to feel a little bit more comfortable when you are meditating, or a little bit more comfortable when you're fasting. Maybe you're going to feel a little bit more comfortable on your yoga mat. You're going to feel a little bit more confident in your body. You're going to feel like your body is a little more in your control. You're going to be having more body awareness. And with the serious card coming through here as well, you're also going to be noticing more patterns, signs, and synchronicities. So the first thing I'm getting here is you're going to get complimented on your body. You're going to feel great in your body. Oh, we have another green card coming out for you. We have Cosmic Consciousness, which is beautiful, coming out for you as well. So the first blessing is going to have to do with your body. It looking good, it feeling good. Also, some of you, if you've been dealing with a chronic illness, now remember, I am not a Western medicine professional, okay? I'm simply an Ayurvedic practitioner, and I am here to channel messages for you. However, with that being the case, I'm getting here that if you've been struggling with an illness or a discomfort in your body for a while, expect relief, okay? I'm not telling you to expect miracles, but I'm certainly telling you that you might be surprised. If there's something you've been struggling with for a while, you might finally find that right doctor who knows how to fix whatever this is, or at least can help you get another step in the right direction. Some of you, maybe you've been a little uncomfortable because your cortisol levels have been high. Maybe some of you have been working really hard, and so your body feels like it needs to move a little bit. Any little discomfort, maybe you've had a sinus infection for a while, you've been having insomnia, a little physical discomfort, big or little, it's going to be ameliorating, meaning it's going to be getting better, okay? So some of you, your insomnia might be cured if this has been something that's been a few weeks, right? If this is a chronic illness and you're here for medical advice, I'm not the one to give that to you, but I am saying that you are going to have some sort of blessing here pertaining to taking a step in the right direction. You might find that right therapist. You might find that right medicine. You might find that right naturopath. You'll find that next missing piece that's going to help things actually progress where you see progress and forward movement. So blessing number 2 with Cosmic Consciousness, this is going to be that you actually feel more connected with the divine. You begin to see the oneness in all things more. You can remember in the beginning of this reading, group number 1, how we saw that one of these reasons for this blessing was because you were beautiful inside and out. And it's also because you treat others with loving kindness, you treat yourself with loving kindness, and you do treat the divine with loving kindness too. You make room in your life for growth. You make room in your life for spirituality, and you make room in your life for others. You treat all as one and the same. And also you're a beautiful individual as well. Very unique, very beautiful, one of a kind. So the next blessing that's coming into your life is going to have to deal with your consciousness. It's going to have to do with your spirituality, meaning some of you could be having a spiritual gift crack open. Some of you could be being asked to utilize your spiritual gift on a different or larger scale. Or this can also mean greater visibility. Your perspective is going to open, and also the perspective of others onto you is going to open. So group number 2, if you've been waiting for visibility, if you've been wishing to feel seen, or if you've been wishing to see yourself, if you've been wishing to see more, or you've been wishing for better foresight, this is a blessing that's coming into your life. And of course, we will grab more details with the tarot here. So let's see, what is the third and final blessing? Now, you'll of course have more blessings, but just for the sake of this reading today, what is the third? Woo! That's a lot. Okay. The third blessing coming in for you today. Okay, what came out? This is the pineal gland. So this is letting me know, this is emphasis on the clairvoyance, emphasis on the spiritual gifts, emphasis on the spiritual growth and perception here. Okay, we have Lyra coming out. We have Lyra and Sirius. So some of you might be connecting with different collectives. Okay, and let's see what's going on here. We have Akashic Records. Okay, so the third blessing here with the past life regression is going to be largely that you have some sort of repressed memory come to the surface pertaining to another lifetime of yours. For some of you, you might be opening up remote viewing, or you might be having an opportunity to remote view in a cool or different kind of setting. You might be making friends with an unsuspected source, and I'm also getting that you're going to have some sort of verified, tangible, collectively shared spiritual experience. So this is really beautiful as well. To represent this energy, I'm going to take the Akashic Records card just to simplify the table up here. But all of these cards came out, so I wanted to honor them so that we can get a bigger picture here. So let's take a look at blessing number 1. Tell us about blessing number 1 for group number 1. Okay. Blessing number 1. Tell us about the first blessing for group 1. Okay. So this was the Serious card. Okay, I'm getting crossing the T's, dotting the I's, fingertips, and toes. Okay, the first thing that's coming out here is that you're going to be receiving a lot of clarity about your movement forward. You're going to be noticing as well, I'm hearing In and Through the Body. It's the song Blue Sky Mind by Trevor Hall. There's something here where you're going to be feeling maybe more connected with your body in a way of body mapping. For example, you'll be able to feel maybe energy fields a little bit more clearly. Some of you, you're going to be able to notice where your posture has been maybe not 100% correct. This is showing up as a blessing because you're going to be seeing where you were leaning into certain energies and leaning out of other energies. Basically, you're going to have a heightened awareness that lets you balance things more easily. So for those of you who are energy workers, this is going to be strengthening. You're going to be noticing that the strength of your energy work increases. For those of you who are not energy workers, but you kind of feel it in your energy, like it could be something that you are interested in, this might be coming online for you. Those of you who like to read auras, or for those of you who like to connect with different collectives, if you are a channel, this is going to be strengthening for you. Your ability to channel will become stronger. Your connection with your body will become stronger. This is something that you are mastering as well, your communication, your speech, your intellect, and your ability to translate and explain what is going on in your mind, the truths that you have around you, as well as your ability to either manage your body, manage your health, or to just work with your body. Some of you could be masters of movement, whether it is that you are a yogi or you're a dancer or you're a Pilates instructor. You might be hitting that sweet spot where you finally go from you go from teacher to master, essentially, or you take the next level up. But we have both of these king cards coming out, letting me know that this is something you're a master of, this body awareness. Now we do have the Seven of Swords here coming through as a blessing, which lets me know that something that's been hurting you for a while isn't going to be hurting you anymore. So again, if you've been having a sinus infection, if you have some lower back pain, okay, if you have a chronic illness, and I say this again gently, this is not medical advice, okay, if you've been having a rough time sleeping, if you've got a little kink in your neck that hasn't been going away, okay, if you've been feeling less circulation in the soles of your feet than usual, whatever it is that you've been vibing with lately, a discomfort is going to be being removed from you, okay? Some of you, this is going to be something that can be approached energetically. Some of you, this is a spiritual illness, if you will, okay? It doesn't have to be illness. Let's say dis-ease, meaning lack of ease, okay? Simply dis-ease. Whatever you have been experiencing not ease with in your body, it's going to get plucked out and removed. So for some of you, you're going to be able to kill the virus. For some of you, you're going to be able to I'm hearing the phrase remission, and again, I don't like to channel things like that because it's a little bit not my area of expertise, right? I do not have a PhD in Western medicine, so I'm not going to go there, but it is showing up as one of your blessings. So I'm going to mention the fact that Spirit's showing it to me, and I'm not going to ask you to lean on this for advice, right? Okay, this is a general tarot reading, okay? But what I am getting here is you being pleasantly surprised by the way something goes pertaining to your body, your health, and your ability to express yourself. If you perhaps have a difficulty with the stammer, and maybe you've been practicing for a while, you're going to notice that you kind of realize, oh my gosh, it's kind of going away. You notice that you get over the hump, okay? Something gets easier. If you have been struggling with your mental health, you're going to notice that you get over the hump. It starts to get easier. This is a relief kind of energy. And with the Sirius coming through here, it's also something that is tangible, it's practical, it's a result of your hard work, meaning you've been going to therapy, now it feels better. Meaning you've been going to all the different doctors, you couldn't find the right solution, now you find the one that is willing to take on your case. Meaning that you have been trying all of the different types of yoga, you've been going to the gym, you've been going to yoga, you've been going to Pilates, you've been doing every single thing under the sun. You finally find that class that's right for you. You finally find that body movement that fits you. You're going to find something that fits. And it's going to be something that looks at something where you feel as though you've been cheated in a particular area, okay? And this might be a personal opinion, okay? Where you feel as though you've been cheated in a specific area by other people or by just a system at large, and you've needed to balance it out on your own. Something here is going to be coming into balance, and it's going to feel really great for you. Now, any more details about blessing number 1 for group number 1? Tell us about blessing number 1 for group number 1. What do they need to know? Okay, whatever it is that you're thinking about, yes, that's what's going to be ameliorating, getting better, okay? Yeah, okay, some of you just had like something that's been hidden for a while. Okay, there's been something that's in your heart that you can map out in your body. It's something that's been in your mind. You've been thinking about it, ruminating on it quite a bit. Okay, you're going to have this come up for the final time, whatever this is. It can be a blessing, it can be a lesson, it can be something like this, but it's showing up as a blessing, of course. So something that is foundational to you in your growth moving forward, it's going to come up one more time and it's going to be alleviating for you. Okay? This is going to be something that you know about and likely you don't really talk about that much, or it's going to be something that other people in your life don't know about, don't believe in, they don't understand, they don't see it. Okay? So this can be something that is something that ails you, but it's not seen externally. Okay? It's going to be ameliorating, and it's also going to be moving forward. There's something here about the senses coming forward as well. The empathy and the senses. You're going to be receiving more empathy in areas where maybe it was lacked. You're going to be noticing that things are more beautiful to your senses. Things smell a little better. Everything looks a little cleaner. The aesthetics are coming into play. It's kind of giving that crossing the T's, dotting the I's energy like we had coming out with the light code card. So let's take a look at blessing number 2. Your second blessing is a result of your spiritual work, okay? This can be something like journaling. It can be something like meditating. It can be something like fasting. It can also be something like just doing the shadow work and thinking about that one connection that maybe was doing you a rough time for a while, okay? So this is going to be something that is spiritual. Something faked me out here. It didn't flip over. Usually I find the flipped over card. So something was faking us out here and then I got the real one. Okay, so there's something like this that's going on. Okay, you're going to find the real one, whatever that is for you. And again, this is a spiritual thing. We've got the 2 of Cups coming at the back of the deck, meaning that you're being called to see the hidden energy, or you are going to be seeing the hidden energy here, okay? Spiritually, you're going to be feeling really, really great. You're also going to notice that you find the right path for you spiritually, okay? Whatever that means for you, you're going to find maybe that you're finally going to find that teacher. You're finally going to find that yoga studio. You're finally going to find that meditation technique that you want to use every day. You're finally going to decide to devote yourself to Reiki or to yoga or to whatever it is that you do when you do what you do when you do spiritual things, okay? You're finally going to have clarity in your spiritual path coming forward. A blessing that's coming in for you is that you're also going to be feeling like you have some good karma that is kind of, I'm hearing, owed to you about now. Now, because of your energy group number 1, you probably don't feel like good karma is owed to you, but that's what I'm seeing in the cards that it is. I'm getting, if you were more in your ego, you might be like, well, I kind of deserve a little better, right? I do a lot of good work, but I'm also getting that you're not in your ego. And so because both of those things are simultaneously true, that is a fact, and you're not in that energy, you're going to have a blessing come in that is going to be something based upon your hard work spiritually that's going to also bring in some fulfillment for you in relationships and an opportunity to travel, but it's going to be spiritual. So this might be something like you visiting somewhere sacred. You could be visiting Mount Shasta, you could be visiting Stonehenge, you could be visiting the pyramids of Giza, or you could be visiting somewhere that's maybe not so dramatic in scale, but where you have a really spiritual experience. It's a place that is or will become spiritual for you. A great example of that for me is Svalbard. That is, to me, a very spiritual place, but it's not objectively spiritual. It's just spiritual to me. So I'm getting that there's something like this coming through for you as well. Group number 2, you are going to be noticing your alchemy skills increasing, and also you're going to find it easier to focus in your meditation. This is one of the blessings coming in for you. Group 1, this is, of course, a highly spiritual energy that you are in. So these blessings that are coming in are going to be largely spiritual, but you're also going to notice that the ripple effects that these have in your life, again, it beautifies the outside. So we do have something here about an ailment that you've been struggling with, alleviating itself, or at least getting better. We do have spiritually, we have you being able to open up your heart chakra and trusting in what it is that you are receiving as well as what it is that you're giving. We have you trusting your gifts a little bit more. We have you being a little happier, a little more comfortable with your path. For those of you who are having a hard time finding a path, you're finally going to find that path that's right for you. Those of you who've been down a path for a while, you're finally going to be feeling like, yes, this is home, I'm in the right place, and I'm happy here. So maybe a little less redundancy and a little more sparkles. I'm also seeing here spiritually, again, with your meditation or your spiritual abilities, your spiritual techniques, whatever it is that you practice, can be one or many things. I'm getting here that there's an ease and a strengthening and a deepening here, meaning that some of the gifts that you already have, they're going to be strengthening, they're going to get a lot stronger. Some of you, meditation is going to get easier, meaning you'll be able to focus better when you meditate. Or for others of you, you're going to be meditating like further, like you'll be able to travel further out into the ether, or you're going to get stronger in your clairvoyance. Say you have clairvoyance, you see auras a certain way. Now it's going to be a little more physical. It'll be a little more tangible. You'll be able to actually see it a little bit better. Or for those of you who've been trying to reach a particular goal spiritually, you've been trying to access a certain realm, perfect a certain practice or something like this, we see you hitting that aha moment that kind of breaks the glass ceiling here for you, which is really beautiful. Now, this is kind of bridging into the Akashic Records energy, so before we get there, I'm going to pull some clarification cards here. Tell us about group number 2's second blessing. Right place at the right time. I'm hearing, isn't it divine? Right place, right time. That's Butterfly 222, the name of that song. So, keep an eye out for Butterflies 222. This is an element of transformation. Page of Swords with the Tower. Okay. There's a piece of information that you've had for a long time. You either didn't know where to put it, or I'm also being shown in Siddhartha, okay? There is this energy of you having some information and either not knowing who in the world you're supposed to give it to or what you're supposed to do with it. It's like you have information, and it seems that if you honor that information, if you honor that path, if you honor that vision that you had, it's not going to make your life easier, that's for sure, okay? So we have here, as part of this blessing, you realizing that the information was being trusted with you, okay? It's not that the information was here to make your life harder because you see something and you're supposed to wake everybody else up, right? When you feel like you're supposed to wake everybody else up, it means you have something to wake up and learn. Now, it's beautiful to be humanitarian, but the reason this is coming through as a blessing, group number 2, is that you realize that the reason why you have a certain piece of information, a specific gift, or some foresight, that you feel as though maybe it'll make your life harder if you like really crack open into it, or if you really honor that as truth and you put the pedal to the metal, you gun forward with it, right? You're going to be realizing that something was gifted to you. This was entrusted with you. This is a piece of the universe that the universe was gifting to you so that it doesn't get lost. This is something where it's something that you got initiated into. It's not something that you're supposed to do anything with. It's something that you were given as a gift. Okay, think of this as anointing an altar. You can also think of this as the universe giving you a gift, but it's the kind of gift that's not something that you need or something that you said that you wanted. This is something that is shiny, it's sparkly, it's beautiful. This is something that you cherish and you love. It's nice and sparkly. It's not something that's on the list of the things that you need. This is something that you're not supposed to do anything with. It's not given to you so you can invest it wisely or properly. It's something that you're supposed to have. It's like being gifted flowers or some diamonds. This is like being gifted something that is very rare, like a rare painting. It's something like this. And so for some of you, something physical and tangible is seemingly going to be manifesting along the same vein. So it might not be as dramatic. It might not be one of the things that I mentioned, but there's going to be something special that is going to be gifted to you as well. And it's going to be in a similar pattern to whatever this thing is here that you're like, what am I supposed to do with this? Right? You're not. And so you're going to be having this realization. You're going to be feeling closer to the divine as well. And you're also going to be noticing that things start going your way a little bit more easily, especially spiritually and in the physical realm, because you're going to be having a deeper connection with your spirit guides. Okay, so this is coming up as your second blessing. Let's get into the third one, group 1. Group 1, your third blessing here with the Akashic Records card. This is going to be you receiving the answer to a question that you've had for a very long time, or a puzzle piece that completes a picture that you've been trying to figure out what it paints. Where something's going to go, why something happened, what is meant to be next. This is something that has to do with, I'm hearing fate and or destiny, fate versus destiny, okay? But interestingly, this is something that's going to be illuminated to you. You're going to get clarity about a question you've had for many years is the way that it's presenting itself. And it's going to be something that helps you understand with the past life regression card here, why things went the way that they went. And it's also going to shed light on where it is that you're going, okay? There's something here that you needed to release once upon a time, but you knew it was either going to be a significant part of your journey, that it was going to come up later, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. There's something here that really impacted you spiritually and probably physically as well. You've probably also been having some questions such as, well, what next? Do I let go completely? How come when I let go, it keeps coming back up? Or how come when I move forward with this, how come when I finally continue to move along, it keeps coming back up? How come it keeps popping up in my mind? How come I keep seeing signs? You keep releasing it, right? This is something here where you're going to have the answers to these questions. With the Lover's card, this talks about making a decree, a decree, a big choice, and almost an announcement, okay? Because the Lovers is Gemini. This is making, your heart has a declaration for you about a choice that you've made in perhaps other lifetimes, if that's your spiritual flavor, and if that's not. This is something about your heart and your intuition speaking to you through your own expression of self. And when you listen to this heart, when you listen to your heart, when you listen to it really and you hear what it's saying, it's like maybe you know what direction it's pointing you to. Maybe you can follow its direction. But when you listen to what it's saying and you sit and you empathize with your own heart, it's going to give you a blessing in the form of an illumination. It's going to give you answers to questions that you've had for a very long time. It's going to set you free from something that you have been energetically holding on to for a while. And it's also going to jog up some memories of yours, meaning that there can be some repressed memories of yours, or it can be something from another lifetime. It's very much giving the Akashic Records energy, so just the Akashic Records in general can be a sign for you. Now, this is also something that is deeply connected with the heart chakra. So with this, you're going to be noticing perhaps that you have a little extra spiritual friends on your side. We did have spirit guides coming out for you. So this third blessing and the second blessing, they're kind of tied together a little bit, but this is going to be kind of a domino effect, these blessings in your life. Your body's going to be healthier. It's going to liberate you spiritually. With this spiritual liberation, you're going to notice that you finally have clarity to a specific answer. So while all of the piles are not going to be like this one specifically, group one, is a domino effect. So I do want to let you know and take a moment right now to let you know you've been doing an amazing job internally and externally. I see you. Sometimes it might not always feel like you're seen. Sometimes when you feel like you're seen, you might not feel like it's clearly. Sometimes you feel like you are trying to do so very much. No one understands. You are an individual. Every individual is so individual that sometimes no one can really get it all the way. I just want to let you know you've been doing an amazing job. Someone out there sees you. Someone out there loves you. You are going to be having answers to those questions that have been keeping you up at night, or that keep popping up in your head and you dare not say it to anybody else that it's something that's going on for you, okay? I see you. You are loved. I just wanted to take a minute to say that. Something is going to be coming into harmony for you. Group number one, it's going to be something where your subconscious mind and your conscious mind are on the same page about something, meaning that you're going to be dreaming about real life situations, and you're going to be in your real life continuing that kind of, not illusion, but continuing that clairvoyance, if you will, of the dreams, because they're kind of going to be working more as partners instead of your subconscious mind trying to push and shove its way into your mind to see what it is that you remember. You're going to notice that you dream about more rational events, and you're also going to notice that in your waking life you are having a lot stronger visions, a lot stronger premonitions, a lot stronger foresight, because these things are intertwining. You're going to notice that certain things come into harmony, and whatever this is that has been kind of bothering you for a while, and I feel like bother is a strong word. Probably it really bothered you at one point and then didn't bother you at all. You're probably very attached and then highly detached. Okay, something like this is coming up. You're going to see specifically the linear, if you will, the line or the spiral, whichever is easier for you to see. You're going to see the pattern behind it. So you're going to see the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4. You're going to see that you're at 5. You're going to understand what's 6 and what's 7 and what's 8, and it's going to give your soul and your heart some relief. Okay, and again, your heart is going to be making a decree to you that you're going to be able to listen, because you're going to make the choice to empathize with it. So tell us about group number 3's blessing here. Okay, we've got the Knight of Swords coming out. Do expect a message from an unexpected source, although after this reading, I'm not sure it's so unexpected anymore. We do have the 8 of Pentacles, but it fell on the ground, so this lets me know that you're going to have an influx of financial abundance in your life, or something is going to really kick off for you, meaning that if you receive a message and you accept whatever this offer is, you decide to message back whatever this is. When you receive this information and you do something with it, okay, you interact with this energy, you create an energy exchange, it's going to increase, okay? Meaning that if this is somebody reaching out to you, that relationship is going to grow beautifully and abundantly if you continue to connect back with them. Okay, if this is a spiritual thing for you, which for a lot of you, I'm guessing that it is, if you interact with this guide that comes in, you interact with this memory that comes in, you interact with this energy that comes in, it's going to continue to grow and expand. It's going to be like taking you down another little spiritual journey for a while. Okay, so I'm just letting you know it is showing up as a blessing, so it will be beautiful either way, but you are going to be receiving an opportunity to listen to your heart's decree and act on it. Okay, again, Queen of Pentacles coming out does let me know that all of this spirituality isn't for nothing, okay? Of course, it's for your soul's development, but in the physical reality, in the physical realm here, you're going to be seeing some changes too. You're going to be noticing that some things that you let go of were not letting go of you, and that's why you were actually picking up on some things. With that being the case, you're going to be seeing more clearly the future because, again, you have the answers to questions, and it's going to be also showing up in your physical reality in some way, shape, or form. Tell us about group number 3's blessing, Ace of Swords. Yeah, we just have clarity, clarity, clarity. We've got the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords. We have the Hermit. We have the Chariot. We've got the Lovers. Okay, you're going to have clarity on your mind. You're going to be able to make a final decision on something that has been I'll just say it's been a light. It's been a lantern for you in your spiritual journey. Any other blessings that group number 1 should know about? Wow, we've got the 5 of Wands and the 7 of Cups. Okay, you have a lot more options than you are thinking, okay, in a particular area that's been struggling that you've been struggling with, okay? So something here that you feel as though you've been struggling because you don't feel like you have as many options as you would like, okay? You do have more options than this. You know, sometimes life doesn't always show us this. Sometimes our limitations are mental. Sometimes they're very, very physical, very tangible. But this is the spiritual pile, group 1, which reminds you that there is always another way, okay? When you're given a closed door, there's always a window. Or when you're given a no, it means that it's a yes to something else. The universe only says yes. It might say no to a particular thing because you deserve better. It might say not right now because it might be later, okay? Something that you've been kind of struggling with a little bit, something you've been kind of trying to push through, you're going to be realizing that you have extra options. They're going to be coming onto the table for you. And you're also going to find yourself at solid ground. Yeah, especially in the material realm, okay? And again, we do have this element of travel, so do expect one of these blessings to involve some sort of travel. Again, something that's spiritual for you. And 6 of Wands, again, this visibility energy is coming through. So expect to be seen, okay? Ooh, when the Devil came out, I said I heard seen and not heard. That's not going to be the case, okay? Don't think that. Whatever this is, it's not because of the external, it's because of the internal. But group number 1, you've got the internal and the external going on. So what is going on? It is fair, okay? We do see a lot of travel. We do see some things being taken care of for you. And I'm also hearing, no, it's not pretty privilege, okay? No, it's not because of your reputation. No, it's not just because of your name. No, it's not just because of XYZ. It's not just because you know that person, okay? It's because of who you are on the inside, okay? So Spirit wanted to give you this reminder before we go. All of these blessings coming in. Remember this very first message we had right in the beginning. You are beautiful inside and out. You do the work. You show up. You beautify your life internally. You beautify yourself. You beautify your life externally, and it beautifies the lives of others as well. You are a light that keeps lighting other lights. You are a gift that keeps on giving. And so, yes, you deserve these things. Yes, life is beautiful externally. Yes, life is beautiful internally. Your life is not beautiful internally because it's good outside. Your life is good outside because it's good internally. And because you have both, you deserve all of these things in the world. You pay attention to the good things and they continue to keep growing and expanding. Life is not easy all the time, every day. I've seen that you've been through a lot of trials and tribulations in this life, group number 1. If anyone deserves these blessings, it is you. And I also want to let you know that even though a lot of these energies are very, very spiritual, they're very, very eclectic, but they're also very spiritual. I do want to let you know that some of these headaches, some of the things that everything would be perfect if just that one thing, if just my leg wasn't hurting all the time, things would be perfect if, well, I just had a little more money in my bank account. Things would be better, well, if I just had clarity on that one thing because it drives me nuts. Okay, those are the things that's coming in. And spiritual liberation. Strengthening of gifts you've already got. Foresight. Your conscious and subconscious mind merging. You finding your path. Cracking open an extra layer deeper. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's so totally you, group 1. You deserve it. So, group number 1, these are the blessings that are on their way for you. I hope this helps shed love, light, and clarity for you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me keep doing what I love, and it helps me spread the love to other people, helps them find the video too. So, as always, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. Don't forget to check out my store, linked in the description box below on Etsy at Spiritualistic. You can also find me on Patreon, YouTube members, and TikTok and Instagram. So, I love you, I'm grateful for you, and I will see you next time. Namaste. Hi there, Group 2. Namaste and welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at incoming blessings for you, and you selected the second group with the Make Your Own Path card. In today's reading, we are going to be taking a look at 3 blessings that are coming in for you, and based upon the Make Your Own Path card, I'm getting that these are going to be things that are actually working in your favor. I'm getting a lot of material things coming into your favor. So this is really beautiful. I'm getting that you've been working really hard to make your own path. This might be that you've been trying to build a business, you've been trying to reconnect in a relationship, platonic, familial, romantic, multiple of these options. You might have been trying to work on your skincare a little extra. You have been trying to save up some money, make some wise investments, something like this. I'm also hearing the phrase dividends. So some of you might be saving up for a house, you might be saving up for retirement, you might be trying to make a big purchase in your life. I'm hearing equity too, so you might be trying to buy equity or share equity. Some of you might want to bring your business onto the public market. There are a lot of different things that can be here, and we're going to take a look at what these 3 blessings are for you in a moment. But with the Make Your Own Path card, I'm really getting that you've been doing a wonderful job at expressing yourself in this life, at making a space for you, creating a space for you to fit in and take up as much space as you want, as you need, where you are in a place where you are happy with life, or you are in the right direction. Your life feels like it's in alignment with you, not like it's a sacrifice in order to have a life that aligns with you outside of a different parameter. So this is a really beautiful energy. I'm also getting here, group number 2, that you work really hard and you're also really passionate about what you do. This is someone who is, say, an artist, and you're an artist. You have to be an artist. They say you don't choose art. Art chooses you, right? Spirituality is something that chooses you too. Sometimes humanitarian things just choose you, and it can be really anything here, but I'm getting that this is something that it chose you. Like you belong to be here, wherever it is. So whether this is you trying to get that YouTube channel of yours up and running, trying to get that TikTok of yours up and running, whether you have been trying to post more on social media, if you've been trying to make your own job there, if you've been trying to build a business, if you've been trying to make art your full-time job, if you've been writing those books while you have a full-time job, it's hard. I've done it. I know. Okay. There is always so much more where you can build your own path. And this is what you've been doing. And so before we get into these 3 blessings, Spirit wanted me to make sure that I was seeing you and letting you know that you did a wonderful job. You are where you're supposed to be. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You are doing an amazing job. And the amount of effort, the amount of strength, the amount of determination, the amount of love and passion for your task, yourself, your art, your fulfillment in life, whether this is you wanting to be able to have time freedom, financial freedom, creative freedom, you have been stepping in the right direction. You have been doing everything beautifully. And also, you have blessings that are coming in to support your endeavors and also give you a little bit of extra fulfillment. I'm hearing just to top you off on the side. So it's really beautiful. So whatever it is you've been working on, I'm getting something's going to be topped off here that makes you feel just really proud and fulfilled and comfortable and validated and like you're in the right place. Things are working in your favor. I'm getting smoothing out some of those rougher edges. Okay, so it's really beautiful. Now, enough with this. Let's take a look, group number 2, at the blessings coming in for you. We're going to take a look at my Light Codes Oracle deck today. The first message came from my Follow Your Heart Oracle, of course, and then we're going to take a look at the Antique Anatomy Tarot as well as my Graphic Tarot. So let's see, 3 blessings that are coming in for group 2. What are the 3 blessings coming in for group 2? Throat activation. Beautiful. We'll flip this over in a moment. So group number 2, this is going to be, especially with the blue on the Make Your Own Path card and you got the throat chakra activation, this is going to be something where you feel like you have more space. Your throat chakra is activating, meaning that it's easier for you to communicate the thoughts, ideas, creative visions that you have, but it's also easier for you to be able to express these things. Whether you have a vision creatively and maybe it's something that you are not at a place where you could have expressed. For example, if you're a choreographer, you've got this beautiful choreography in your mind, but maybe your body can't do the things that you're trying to choreograph, so you might not be able to necessarily show it, but you can understand the moves and the flow. You've got the creative side to it, and it might not necessarily be your forte to whip out an aerial, but that might be in the choreography. So it's something like this with the throat chakra. Also, for those of you who are writers, this is time to write your book. This is the ability to not just write your book, but the ability for your book to be seen and read and heard and understood. This is also having a lot to do with your connection with truth, your truth, expressing your truth and the truth. So this other card flipped out, okay, as you can see, but I've been holding it before we look at it. Blessing number 2, it's soul family. So group number 2, the second blessing that's coming in, and we are going to get into more details about each of the 3 blessings here with the tarot. But with your soul family, you're going to be having wonderful communication, wonderful connections with your friends, your family, and for some of you, romance. Some of you are going to be having a soulmate coming into your life. Now, of course, a soulmate can be romantic, platonic. It's a friend of your soul's. Okay, so your romantic partner can be your soulmate. Your aunt, your cousin, your sibling can be your soulmate. I often say that my dog is my soulmate, my bearded dragon is my soulmate, among many other beloved beings by my soul. But soul family, you've got soul family coming in, which is huge. You're going to be supported. You're going to be, I'm getting like seen, collaborated with, uplifted. You're going to get referenced for some of you. If you have, for example, a study or an article that's been published, I'm getting that your work is going to be referenced by someone else, and it's going to lead to an influx of people reading your paper or reading your article. There's something like this going on as well. Okay, it can be that you get mentioned in a helpful way. It can be maybe, say you have a small business, and perhaps one of your favorite influencers or one of your favorite content creators or celebrities or someone might see your products, might see your shop, they might buy something and they might post it, they might tag you, they might reference it, and then you get an influx of orders. And again, with soul family, we're going to get into more details, but the second blessing here, it has a lot to do with, I'm hearing, I'll return this favor in my next life. So it's a lot of kindness paying back to you, being paid back to you, and it's also a lot of opportunities for people to be kind to you, for you to feel connected with people on a soul level. And for some of you, you've got some people in your life, a person or some people, where you know they're supposed to be there, but maybe you don't have that like soul connection yet. I'm getting it's going to be cracking open in a surprising way. So it might be that you might be having a shared experience with somebody spiritually, or it might be that you're meeting somebody new. I'm getting specifically that the ancestral energy is really strong here. So if you have some family members of yours traveling somewhere that was really spiritual for you, if you have someone in your life where you feel really connected with their family, if you are frequenting a block or cooking a dish that is really, really on the nose ancestrally for you, this is letting you know that your soul family is coming in. You have a lot of ancestral support coming through with this card as well. I'm getting it's going to be something with the throat chakra about truth being visible, your truth being visible, the truth being visible, and also specifically with you feeling loved, supported, and externally validated. Now, external validation is kind of a funny thing. It's very commonly said in the spiritual community that your mind creates your reality. As within, so without, as above, so below, right? Here, there's a little bit of this energy where, as you know, when you detach from something, that's when it's most likely to come in. So there's a bit of this funny energy where you do not require external validation. You gave yourself validation, you're totally fine with it. It's not between you and them, it's between you and source, right? You and God, you and the universe, whatever is your spiritual cup of tea here. But we are seeing that, yeah, it's between you and God, between you and the universe. Again, whatever is your cup of tea. But we also have it coming in externally. It is between you and the universe. And so when you open your eyes and you walk through public places, when you hang out with your friends, when you are at those family gatherings, the universe has got your back through them because they're also the universe. And so there's a little bit of this vibe here about everything being interconnected and it showing up in the form of helpful people. I'm also being shown the travel and helpful people corner in the Bagua. So you might want to take a look at what's going on in that corner for you of your home, of your office, of your desk. Or you might just kind of want to take a look at those energies and see, for example, the different things connected to that. And so for those of you who are unfamiliar with the Bagua, it is Feng Shui. It's the system of Feng Shui. If you look at my spiritualistic logo, actually, you'll see the non-dualistic yin yang. I made it because it's kind of like Vedanta to me. It's very like transcending duality, but it's actually the lines on the outside. You'll see that they are correlating with 8 different areas of life, and then the yin yang in the center is like the unity, it's the health, it's what's going on in the center. But the areas around it, each one represents an area of life, kind of like the houses in astrology. And so for you with the soul family card, I was called to share this with you. Just the actually, I'm just going to show you. I googled this, so I'll show you while I read it out to you. So this is what it looks like, kind of. This is just the chart. Okay, so this lets you know here the helpful friends, helpful people, and travel corner. It is front right. The colors here are white, gray, black, silver, and charcoal. It improves and supports friends, networking, travel, synchronistic order in life. The element is metal, and the shape that is helpful, the auspicious shape, is round or oval. So for example, in my home, the helpful people and travel corner, it is actually my kitchen. And I learned that when you have things on your refrigerator, it actually kind of like, you know, when you're mad at someone and people say, oh, put them in the fridge, right? I don't do that. But when you put things on your fridge, it has the energy cold. And I wanted to travel more and connect with people more. And I had all of my loved ones, all of my love letters from my fans from TikTok and my family and my friends and my travel magnets. I had them all in my fridge. And I noticed that all of these opportunities like froze for a second, and I was kind of confused. I ended up putting all of my travel magnets on I don't know what it's called, the metal shield that goes over your stove. And I ended up putting all my little spirit guide things here. Like I've got a little baby Buddha, I've got some Fae, I've got my line of gurus, I have them there. I also have an obsidian jaguar I got at Monte Alban in Oaxaca, Mexico. So it's something where you increase the energy like this. Now, I'm getting to take a look at what's going on in this corner of your home, this corner of your office, this corner of your desk. You'll be able to find it based upon the direction that your home is facing, the direction that your office is facing. You'll be able to find the door or take a look at the geographical map. You choose which system you're going to work with and you see what's going on there. So basically, we have helpful people and travel coming in for you, especially with soul family. We did have this element coming through right away of ancestors, of places that you've traveled before, places that you've been wanting to travel, people from different cultures, people from different energies, soul family coming in, and also giving you a leg up, giving you a boost, like a boost of energy, a nice big hug, feeling that external validation. And we also have with this throat chakra here, this energy of speaking and feeling heard. It's the throat chakra activation, and it's really, really feeling like deep listening. So let's see the third blessing coming in, and then of course we'll clarify each one and get into actual more details with the tarot here. What is the third blessing coming in for group number 2? Ooh, here she is. Oh, look at this, Guru Disciple. Okay, that's interesting. Now, the Guru-Disciple relationship, that is very specific. It's a very specific relationship dynamic here. And it doesn't need to be that you are taking an official guru, okay, because that's not for everybody. Everyone doesn't believe in that. It really depends on your belief system and your personal practices. But the essence of this card here, especially in alignment with the throat chakra and specifically the soul family card, this is letting me know that you are going to have it can be a spirit guide, it can be a great master, it's helpful people, but this is someone who's coming into your life who you're going to have some sort of absolutely unmatched connection with. It's going to be magical. It's going to be beautiful. Now, the guru-disciple relationship, this is essentially a vessel or an intercessor in order to assist you in getting closer to God or source or the universe. So what this can mean is that you are finding that spiritual teacher. You are finding that one astrologer that hits the nail on the head every time. But this is also something like with the intercessor energy here. When you think of the word intercession, you often think of prayers. So this can be something like somebody praying to or meditating with or connecting to Ganesha in order to get intercession for Krishna, to get intercession for oneness. This can be, which of course Krishna represents, right? This can be intercessing asking Mary for intercession to Jesus, to God, asking Jesus for intercession to God. This can be, now, regardless of your belief system or your spirituality, this can be having, for example, Polaris or Arcturus or a specific spiritual teacher that is your intercessor to the divine. This is someone who, the multitudes of the divine guru-disciple relationship here, it is that unconditional loving friendship. I love you no matter what, all day, every day. There is absolutely no bounds to the unconditional love. There's usually that divine perfection in it. So in a lot of ways, it is that divine friendship, it is that divine romance, it is that parent-child relationship, it is all of the relationships together. Now, not romance in like a weird going out on dates, way like this, in a way where this is kind of giving more of a devotional energy. It's that devoted energy. It's that you come first in my heart energy. It's that unconditional love energy, but it's showing up in a spiritual way that's connected with your soul family. So this might be that you resonate, for example, with other people who have your same soul mission, with other people who have the same soul memory as you, with other people who have the same belief system as you, with other people who see spirituality in the same way that you do. And so it's showing up as something really, really special. For example, my personal intercessor, although I utilize many, as you can see on my channel, because I think that we can all learn from a bunch of different kinds of spirit guides. My personal intercessor, when I am meditating, it's Mahavatar Babaji, through the disciple line of Paramahansa Yogananda. And so, when I try to get closer in consciousness, when I try to get closer to God, to universe, to source, when I try to awaken, my creme de la creme spiritually is Mahavatar Babaji. That is my intercessor to source, right out the gate. I do have intercessors to Babaji, to source. And there are also other spirit guides that I work with. There are also several other masters that I connect with that I love. When I was little, I used to say Jesus is my boyfriend. I still do. But this blessing that's coming in for you, group number 3, this is you finding that sweet spot spiritually. You finding that person that can see you. Basically, this is somebody when you are at an evolved place and you know that there is a path ahead and you're looking around and you can't find somebody who's walked that path so far enough that they see where you are from a parent-child perspective, as in, oh yes, ABC, 1, 2, 3, step forward. When you are lost and alone in those moments, it can be because you've been through a difficult time. It can be because you have evolved in your consciousness. It can be because you have spiritual gifts that have been previously unheard of. It can be because you're making your own path and life doesn't come with a rule book. And we can all listen to our intuition until the cows come home, but it's a lot easier said than done. It's true. And so this third blessing for you, it's going to be someone coming in with a sense of direction for you. It's more of a defined path. Some of you might have this floating in the air. You know what this feels like. For those of you who are already involved in something like this, you already are like, nope, I got Jesus. That's my man, right? For others of you who are on a specific path, you're on the yogic path, or you practice Hinduism, or you practice Christianity. Maybe you practice New Age spirituality. Maybe you have a deity that you love, right? We are open to all spaces in here. They're all wonderful, beautiful, valid. We all have the same goal, right? Just different paths to get there. So whatever your energy is there, if you are already on this path, you're going to be strengthening this. This is something where you're going to be really deepening your connection with the universe, God, source, spirit. You're going to be strengthening your connection with your teacher, your master, your guru, your guide, your deity. And for those of you who don't have one, I'm just wanting to tell you, it's showing up as a blessing. And 2 things. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. And once more, when the student is really ready, it's when the teacher disappears. It's very Nanny McPhee, Mary Poppins. When you need me and might not want me, I shall arrive. And when you want me but might not need me, I must go. But also with this connection, there's this unconditional love, meaning that there really is no separation. There's really only the illusion of separation. This is divine union through an intercessor, is what this is. This is a best friend throughout all incarnations and all lifetimes, throughout all manners of life. Someone that when they come into your life, you realize that they were always there with you, even if you just heard about them last week. It's very, very magical when your teacher finds you, when your master finds you. And everything is not the same for everyone, right? We all have our own flavors of spirituality. I was personally raised Roman Catholic, and then I ended up getting into the Wicca stuff, and then I ended up getting into Taoism, and I ended up as a disciple of Paramahansa Yogananda. But for me, what's important is that I have a defined path, and I have steps that I can take in a direction. And I also have all of these other things that that still inspire me. I still have the Tao Te Ching sitting next to my bed that I love to read. It's still my favorite book on the planet. I still have a picture of Jesus on my desk or looking at my desk every time I even give tarot readings. But it's having that one path that's right for you. Some of you, it's getting baptized into your flavor of whatever it is. And it's not saying that you need to insert dogma into your life in order to be fulfilled, right? That is not the point here. You can have spirituality, calling it God, calling it universe, calling it source, but this blessing for you here, it's you finding a system that works for you. It can be something like the Ashtangas, for example, Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. When you find the yamas and the niyamas, when you find the Ashtangas, your life could light up if that's for you. And so whatever it is, it's your equivalent. Now, I've been talking a lot about this because this is one of my favorite topics in the world, as you can tell. So enough with my rambling. We're going to get into the tarot. And we're going to take a look at blessing number 1 with the throat chakra here. Tell us about blessing number 1 for group number 2. Make your own path. Got throat chakra. Okay. Woo! 2 of Cups and the 2 of Coins. Beautiful. Group 2, I think that the reason why I was just yapping in your reading just now is because I think that you are going to be yapping about something, but in a beautiful way. I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in a way where you are in the right place at the right time, you're on the right path, you are doing the right things, things are coming into balance for you, this throat chakra activation, it's coming through, and it's actually forging your way forward. When you express yourself really authentically, it might scare some people away, but it also draws towards you the people that are meant for you. If you walk around all day like, I love fairies, they're so cool. The people who don't like that for whatever reason, they're going to be like, okay, that's cool, that's great. And they'll either tolerate you or they'll get scared or they'll leave or whatever. But if you keep saying, I like fairies, guess what? The people who are going to hear that like fairies, they're going to come up and be like, no way, man, me too. I love fairies. They're so cool. And some people want to have intellectual conversations. Other people will share their, fanfic with you, it's whatever, it's cool, it's this throat activation where you say it and then they show up, you build it and then they come, right? So there's this 2 of Cups, this 2 of Coins, which is 22 activation. Ooh, 222, look at this, High Priestess, 2 of Cups, High Priestess, 2 of Coins, and we have underneath it the Ace of Pentacles under the High Priestess here. We have 222-1, which lets me know that you are releasing something in your life with the throat chakra. So you are expressing something, you are releasing something, you are letting something be known loud and clear that you followed your intuition, you brought something into balance, and then your intuition shows you the next steps. And so you're going to realize that this blessing here, it's you saying the right thing to the right person that has a domino effect that ends up blessing you beyond your wildest dreams. Now, this is going to be very tangible, remember, because of all of this building that you've been doing in your life in order to make sure that you are fulfilled in life, that you like the job that you have, or you love the way that you spend your weekends, you love the people in your life, you are obsessed with your skincare routine, things that you love, that you can make your life. This is Dharma, or one way to call it is Dharma. A great way to explain Dharma is straight out of the horse's mouth here. I've got 7 spiritual laws of success from Deepak Chopra. This is the 7th one. This says that everyone has a purpose in life, a unique gift or special talent to give to others, and for every unique talent and expression of that talent, there are also unique needs. Now, it says, to find your Dharma, there are a lot of things you can do, like connecting with your inner self, your divinity. So, the first is to seek your higher self through spiritual practice. The second is to find your unique talents, and the third is to serve humanity. So, to explore this, if money was no concern and you had all the time in the world, what would you do? If you would still do what you're currently doing, then you're in your Dharma because you have passion for it. Now, how are you best suited to serve humanity? Answer that question and put it into practice, and you can generate all the wealth that you want. When your creative expressions match the needs of your fellow humans, wealth spontaneously flows from the realm of the spirit to the world of form. So this is what I was called to share with you here. So we do have this energy coming in of you expressing yourself, you coming into your dharma, basically. Something's coming into balance. I'm getting that something is finally going to push the wheel. An object in motion stays in motion, an object at rest needs to get pushed into motion. So that's what's happening here. We've got some potential energy that's being converted into kinetic energy, and your intuition is going to say, hey, hop on this wheel and ride it all the way home. So to get a little more information for you, can we get a little more details about the first blessing for group number 2, please? The sun. Yeah, this is going to be basically a wish fulfillment for you. This is going to be a manifestation of yours coming into alignment, and it's going to be something that you've been working really hard on that's finally going to be pouring back into you. I'm also getting here the sense of nostalgia with the 6 of Cups and the sun. You're going to have a moment of, with the 5 of Wands. This is actually really good energy. You're going to look at the struggle of the past, like how much work that you put in to be where you are and to be in a place where you can receive this blessing, and you're going to be nothing but grateful for yourself because you did the work to get into your dharma. You said, well, if money and time weren't a thing, well, they are, okay. Yes, but if they weren't, what would you do? If you needed to serve humanity, if you wanted to serve humanity, what would you do? What is your special gift? Well, I want to serve humanity, but I have to take care of myself. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And so here you are in your dharma successfully. And that is what this first blessing represents. With the Hanged Man, yeah, I'm hearing just something has changed within me, right? With the Hanged Man. So there's definitely this energy of, something flipping on its head, something becoming wonderful and magnetic for you. There's also something here where this is representing something that you tried and tried and tried, okay? You had 50 chances. This is something where you tried and you failed, and you tried and you failed, and you tried and you failed, and you decided not to let it get you down. You're like, you know what? I'm going to continue to innovate. I'm going to continue to show up. I'm going to continue to move forward. This is something where you should have, would have, could have given up. You should have, would have, could have found excuses, but you didn't. You moved forward. You put a smile on your face. You tried, you innovated, you grew, you learned, you made mistakes until you succeeded, and that's what this first blessing is. It's your success. In an area of life that really genuinely lets you express your authentic self. It is, again, it's that creative freedom. It's that time freedom. It's that financial freedom. It is that freedom to express yourself. It is that freedom to sleep in, if that's what you're looking for. It is that freedom to express yourself via your clothes because you've got extra money in the bank account, if that's what you're looking for. It is that creative freedom. If you are an artist and you've been trying to build your own clientele on the side while you work, I know that it's hard. It's this moment of, hey, look, mom, I made it. That is your first blessing. So it's beautiful. We'll get into the second blessing now. And as I was putting these cards away, I saw the Hermit was at the back of the deck, which is just Spirit letting me know to remind you that you did this all on your own. Whatever this is that's coming in for you, you did this by yourself. This is something you have you to thank for. Maybe the universe, maybe God, maybe source, maybe spirit. But in the physical material realm, tangibly, practically, it's you. You have you to thank for. Because you can get all the signs in the world, right? You can receive a calling. That doesn't mean you're going to pick up the phone, right? You can hear the calling. It doesn't mean you're going to take action. You can take action, but that doesn't mean you're going to stick with it. And so that is what Spirit wanted me to share with you here. So let's take a look at the soul family blessing. Tell us about the second blessing coming in for group number 1. So group number 1, it seems like you're going to have a very successful venture ahead of you. It also seems like you're going to have a lot of really beautiful time with friends and family. I'm getting that there's going to be some beef that's going to get cleared. All right, it's going to clear the air. Okay, there might be something or someone here where you've been having like a rough history with or a rough patch with. I'm getting this is going to get cleared up. So let's take a look at the blessing here for group number 2's blessing number 2, the coin, Ace of Coins, the Hierophant, and the Page of Cups. I keep hearing 222. That came out with the first blessing, so keep an eye out for that, okay? I'm getting that these are going to come more or less in consecutive order and somehow at the same time. I'm getting for you, time is not too much of a thing. What I'm getting here is someone is going to invest in their relationship with you, or they're going to invest in a long-term partnership with you. There's some sort of investment in a long-term commitment. So this might be legal, this might be paperwork, this might be a relationship, this might be family, but somebody's going to show up and commit to something with you, and they're going to put their heart at the front of it, right? So not their ego, not their pocket, not their wallet, their heart, their soul. I'm also hearing the song Heart and Soul, so that might be significant for some of you as well. We've got the Two of Cups at the back of the deck again. So the second blessing is going to be that something or someone around you, okay, first and foremost, makes a physical, material investment into grounding your connection together, which means that for some of you, congratulations, you're getting engaged. For some of you, congratulations, you are finally at a place in your life where you get to have that healthy relationship with your family member, with your friend, with a romantic partner, the one that you've been seeking, the one that you've been growing and learning and evolving, not in order to have that, but you've been growing and changing and evolving, and this is part of the blessing. Okay, there's something here about the air being cleared, water under the bridge, but not in a way that refutes accountability, okay, in a way that's a genuine investment, okay? Somebody's going to be making an investment forward in a long-term way that puts their heart first, okay? And also, there's something here with the number 11 on this eternal youth elixir that is showing me that there's going to be something here that is really unique, really special, really educated, really spiritually like enlightened, and also humanitarian, something that helps others, and it's also kind of quirky, which means that you might have an experience with your soul family where you find that you are having a spiritual experience while you are walking through the stores of TJ Maxx with your friend or with your parent or something like this. Maybe you are shopping for like a local food drive or for a toy drive. And while you do this, you realize you're doing your soul's mission, you're doing humanitarian work alongside somebody maybe you've had a rough history with, maybe you haven't seen in a while, maybe it's someone that is new in your life, but it's soul family. This is your soul and their soul coming together in a way where, in a like very grounded spiritual perspective, okay, if you look at time in a linear format and you say, well, in another life, we both like agreed to come together to serve humanity in this life. And in this life, we had to get on the same page. And so now we're together, we're fulfilling our soul mission together. You are successfully fulfilling a soul contract with the soul family. I'm also being shown this trine of energy that came out here, which lets me know this is lucky, this is positive, and it's based. It's based, it's centered, there's an axis point. There might be a lot of chaos around the axis point, but there is an axis point. It is balanced. It just might not be balanced in the traditional way. When you think of balance, you might think of something that is symmetrical. This is something that is balanced and asymmetrical, okay? This energy here, so it's beautiful. Tell us a little bit more about this second blessing for group number 2. Oh, there's a financial burden that's going to get lifted for you. Okay, some of you, taxes have just been a pain in the butt. Some of you, you've been having a difficult time trying to swing your rent. Others of you, you are maybe not having problems financially, but maybe you don't know where to put your investment, right? So there's something here where you're going to have that next step being gifted to you, being shown to you. One book, a lot of book references here with the throat chakra. I'm getting writing energy too, reading, writing energy, things like this, very mercurial. But one book that I'd like to recommend to you is Girls That Invest. It's not just for girls, but it kind of breaks it down a little bit more. It's about investment strategies and financial freedom through like working through your blockages and then learning about different types of investing, and it goes through different like stocks and shares and bonds and things like that, and ETFs, and not in a way that's like finance bro speak. That's why it's called Girls That Invest, right? It talks about assets, right, versus capital. So it's just things like this. Anyway, I was called to mention that anyway. So we have the Five of Swords and the King of Pentacles falling on the Ace of Pentacles, which lets me know that something that has been stressing you out, again, we have this confirmation, is going to be moving forward. So if you've been having a hard time just getting those taxes done, you're like, gosh, really, do I have to pay all of that in taxes? Well, you might find, oh, actually, I donated all of this year. So maybe you don't need to pay that much in taxes. Something's going to get resolved, okay? Or maybe you get a bonus check and you're like, oh, that's great, that covers it, right? Maybe you have been having a difficult time with something physical. Maybe you are looking for the next step forward in life tangibly. You're looking for your next investment opportunity. You're looking for your next business. We had shared equity, the idea of this coming out earlier in your reading. Maybe you're looking for the next business to buy stock in. Maybe you are looking for the next project to take on, the next house to flip, something like this. This is coming in, and it's going to be something where the Ace of Pentacles with the Hierophant, Page of Cups, something that quickly goes into and out of escrow. Beautiful. This is something that the deal is quickly made, not because you're rushing it, but simply because it's a right fit. You come in with your you're asking, and that's exactly what they were looking for, and it ends up neutralizing. For some of you, this is a little bit of a blast from the past. If you did have a business deal that fell through, if you did have a friendship that fell through, if you did have a family member that fell through, okay, this might be something like this. Not if it ended up on bad terms, simply if it ended up on, like, unknown terms, okay? If there's something like this that's kind of floating in the air, you feel like there's unfinished business here, this might be what's coming back in, or it might be a supplement to what's coming in for you. But what's showing up as a blessing is something that's been a little bit stuck or stagnant, or something that you've been looking for. Your next money move, your next investment move, your next home to buy, your next house to flip, your next project to work on, your next big project. I know we have a lot of freelancers and contractors and consultants and things like this in this community as well. A lot of business owners, a lot of creatives. You're going to be finding that next piece, that next thing, that next project. Okay, so it's also going to be something that takes a long time. So this is you getting commissioned for a mural that will be like months and months and months, but you will also be able to be compensated appropriately for it. Okay, the 10 of Wands reversed. Oh, I'm hearing just peaceful, easy feeling. We've got, and the 7 of Wands in reverse. Look, I just checked. Deck is upright. So group number 2, your second blessing that's coming in, is actually going to be you being in a community for a long period of time. The people that you work with on this mural, for example, you're going to love them. They're going to be your people. These people that you end up hanging out with, when you end up shopping for that food drive or for that toy drive, and you end up going to the donation center, when you go to that soup kitchen, when you volunteer, whatever it is that you're doing, and you're like, wow, I'm doing my soul's purpose, and I'm with this person doing it. It feels great. It feels surreal. This is crazy. It's cool. When you show up, you're going to meet people that you are going to love. Love, love, right? So it's beautiful. Ooh, this one was excited to come out, the Magician. So this is letting me know it's something you manifested. If you've been asking for soul family, you've been asking for friends, maybe you just really want that tight group of girlfriends, maybe you just really want that tight group of guy friends, or just of friends in your same community. I'm hearing the phrase peer review. Maybe you've wanted your book to get peer reviewed. Maybe you're a part of a special community. Maybe you're finding your community. I'm hearing micro labels are important. Okay, so in spirituality, we don't really roll with the labels because we are one, but in finding yourself as an individual, we really roll with the micro labels. So this can be something where if you are, for example, LGBTQIA, if you are something like Ace Flux, if you are something like an immigrant in a community where there's not a lot of you, this is you finding your people. And it might just be you're an artist in a room full of scientists. It might be that you are a spiritual person in a room full of tech people, okay? And maybe you have those colors like meshed together in certain ways, right? You're going to find people who have that same color that's in the middle, right? It's not black or it's white, it's gray. It's not blue or yellow, it's green. So there's this energy here of you finding your other, I'll just say green people, right? So it's really beautiful. It's something you manifested. We have the King of Cups coming through, which is going to let me know that there's going to be someone who really takes you under their wing, okay? And we're merging into this third blessing here. So we've got the Hanged Man again. Someone's going to take you under their wing once more or for the first time, and it's really going to change things for you, okay? There's an element here of fun, okay? The connection here is fun. You have the same hobbies. You have the same, your inner child, like your inner children get along. There's this energy of like flirting, like casual fun, right? It's giving 5, 5th house, because 7 to 12, the difference is 5, but it's the unseen energy, which lets me know that the connective energy in between, it's the energy of the 5th house. And it's going to be something that solidifies a relationship, moves it forward, and it's going to be spiritually beautiful and beneficial for both of you. So that's gorgeous to see. Clarifying the second blessing for you again. A lot of the cards are falling on this Ace of Pentacles. We did talk about an investment, okay? Ace of Pentacles upright can often be a harvest, an abundance. Ace of Pentacles reverse can often be an investment, okay? So there's going to be a King of Cups archetype, okay? That is going to invest in you, or is going to guide you through investments that assist you in your dharma, that assist you in your manifestations. Maybe you really want to go to Antarctica and you're like, I can't balance on a skateboard. What do you mean, Drake Passage, right? Someone who's going to help you with this. It can be something like, I really want financial freedom, but I have to pay my student loans, right? Someone who's going to help you with this. And it might be, I really want to awaken more and deepen my connection with Source. And someone comes through and says, I have something for you. They're going to invest into you. And so now we're kind of tinkering into this energy of the guru disciple energy, which lets me know I'm going to clear the spread and we'll get on to the third blessing. After reshuffling, I saw here 3 of Pentacles at the back of the deck, which lets me know group number 2, your life is going to change in a physical way. And you're not going to be the only one involved here. So where we had that energy before, that these blessings are going to be coming in because you built alone up until this point. This also lets me know part of this blessing is that from now on, you're not building alone. Okay, you have camaraderie around you. Okay, so something that you were doing alone, you won't be any longer. And it might be something like your emotional support. It might be something like your spiritual journey. It might be something like your physical, tangible job. You might be surprised. I'm hearing delegating. You might have some tasks to delegate. Okay. So tell us about this third blessing for group number 2. Ooh. Oops. Okay, upright. Okay. So your third blessing with this guru disciple energy, this divine friendship, I'll just call divine friendship a spiritual synonym for the guru disciple thing, because I know everyone doesn't love all those terms, and that's totally fine. It is the energy that matters, not the words. Okay, so here we have this truth. Perhaps you have been meditating or you're resting. There's a truth that's coming through. It's breaking into your meditation. It's breaking through your dreams. It's breaking through your spirituality. There's something here that is going to be that sword that you use to break out of a bind. And it's going to have to do with some sort of divine friendship. With this being the case, it's going to show you not what next step to take into your investments, but how to sustain. If you heard that phrase, group number 3, you ask for your manifestations, and then you also ask for help with the wisdom in order to sustain and to grow that manifestation. That's what's coming in. So this is going to be someone who helps you sustain your spiritual practice. It's going to be an energy here that's a blessing that helps you sustain and grow your finances. I'm hearing equitable interest. I'm also hearing compound interest. So there's something here where with the Page of Wands, it's going to set fire to something, but in a beautiful and controlled way, not in a chaotic, hectic way. It's this, if we take these away, we have Ace of Swords and the Page of Wands. Okay, this looks like spiritual enlightenment. This looks like a tangible truth that comes to you in a spiritual way. You have a spiritual realization, and when you unfold that and you kind of filter it through like a flour sifter, when you sift it into the physical realm, you say, the truth of this physical situation is this. Oh, the correct action to take for me would be this. Oh, the thing that I'm learning right now, it's this. Here's how I behave in this way. It's kind of like if you're playing a game, say you're playing solitaire, and you are having a hard time, you're like, I can't make any more moves, the deck's not solvable, and then you realize that there's just something that you didn't see. It's kind of giving this energy. So there's something here that's going to be cracking through meditation, spirituality, your dreams, something here. 4 of Swords is somebody who is praying, resting, meditating, sleeping, and typically there are 3 swords, the iconic 3 of Swords card, heartbreak, disturbance, difficulty, right? This iconic 3 of Swords are around them, but they actually have the 4th sword in their hand that they can use to break away from these 3 swords. But it's a little bit of an energy that you need in order to exert in order to get there. And so what we have here is this truth. Oh, I'm holding my own sword about a situation that, here we have 5 swords, has been stressing you out, but the 5 of Swords indicates that there's a problem that's been in your mind. This is a mental block. I don't want to say blockage because I don't like that term. This is something where your mind has been stuck. Let's say some mental friction in a particular area. There's some conditioning here that you're releasing. There is a preconceived notion, a mental narrative, or some sort of energetic density that you've been trying to push through, that you've been trying to dispel, that you've been trying to move through. And maybe this is something like there's just not enough time in the day, and it turns into something where it's about the order that you have it stack, not about whether or not you have enough time. It's about the way that you exert your energy. It's about being efficient with your energy, not with the clock. There's something like this that is a little bit more of a larger truth that's a smidge outside of the situation that you're in, that you're going to be able to sift down into your reality and go, there it is. There it is. Okay. So it's going to be beautiful for you. And it's also going to be something that in some way it piggybacks onto the investment from the soul family card that we had in your previous blessing. With this, there's also an opportunity with 9 of coins to, yes, personal fulfillment and abundance and all these things, but with the Page of Wands, this opportunity to maintain, sustain, and grow whatever this investment is. So this isn't that you make an investment and let's just say this is an investment with a dividend. This is an investment with compound interest. This is an investment where it's not all of your eggs in one basket, but all of them are wisely placed. With the 9 of Pentacles specifically, I'm getting an element of freedom. I'm getting an element of travel. Again, see this helpful friends thing. We have 9. 9 is, of course, 9th house. That can have to do with, of course, higher learning, which we have the energy here, especially with the Guru, Disciple, or Divine Friendship card. We also have this energy of travel, of different languages, of spiritual devotion, spiritual learning, higher education. So this lets me know that some of you might be doing an exchange program in school or in a different school. Some of you might be doing something like the World Packers, something like this. Some of you might be going to a different place, a different country, in order to study something that you like, in order to build your business, in order to practice that language, or in order to deepen your bond with spirituality or with yourself. So there's an element of this here too. You're going to have this clarity, you're going to be able to make the moves appropriately, and you're going to have the reason why. Okay, when you follow your intuition and you do what you're doing for the sake of following your intuition, because you know that it's right, because your intuition told you and you're following your heart, it makes sense, right? You have this leader. You're now having, again, this energy outside of you. It's this intercessor between you and your path that says, you're going the right way. Come here. It's all right. Yeah, you're just going to go over there and take a left. Your intuition told you that, you know, but it's kind of scary when you're out and alone and lost in the woods, right? You're right. Just come here. Listen to my voice. You're totally fine. I've been there. It's just around the corner. You're going to pass the landmark over there. You can't miss it. It's got a big purple sign, right? It's something like this that's going to come in and you're going to go, oh, thank God. It's just going to take a burden off of you a little bit. And it's not showing up as something that you require. It's not showing up as something that is, spiritually, it's like a fountain of youth for you. So, let's get into more details for this third blessing for you. Yeah, I'm getting this energy of learning and teaching as well. Again, some of you might be going to, China to learn Kung Fu. You might be going to Tibet to meditate. I'm being shown like Mount Kailash and the Kulun Mountains, okay? That can be significant for some of you. I'm being shown you going to India, Rishikesh to learn yoga, Goa to learn yoga. I'm learning some of you going to London to practice your English. I'm getting some of you going to New York to learn business skills, right? Something like this. To going to Los Angeles to become a model, right? To become an actress, to become an actor. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. Yeah, again, there's this energy of something that wasn't working for you because there's something that's supposed to work for you. Okay, and you finding what that is. It's kind of this, the universe says yes, but you have to be looking at the yes. Because if you are, say you're in a box, and 3 of the sides of the box have a big N on them for no, and 1 of the sides has a Y on it, you might be facing one of the no's, but that doesn't mean there's not a yes, okay? You're going to meditate, and you're going to see from outside the box, and you're going to go, oh, there's the door, and you're going to go, okay? So it's beautiful. And it's also showing up very spiritually. Divine Justice, I'm getting really strongly Archangel Raphael, very strongly, okay? So there's, yeah, Archangel. I also have this Archangel Michael prayer card here that wanted to say hi with you. So I'm getting a lot of Archangel energy here. This can be something that's angelically guided or something where you feel energetically your wings or something like this. Number 8, we do have abundance. The 8 on the Justice with the 9 of Coins. We also have, again, 2 of Cups keeps showing out in your reading. Beautiful. Letting me know that these blessings are for you. specifically. These are the blessings that were not going to miss you no matter how long it took, no matter which direction you took, no matter how many detours you took, no matter who was acting what kind of way, no matter how you were feeling pertaining to your faith, yourself, your confidence, no matter what's going on. The blessings that are coming in for you, group 2, these are the ones that wouldn't miss you if you tried your hardest, which I'm not kidding, you would. But these are the ones that, even if you're, oh my God, but I made so many mistakes, it just wasn't working, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, I'm just trying so hard, but you know it's for you. These are the blessings that are coming in. Pertaining to people, pertaining to connections, pertaining to expression, pertaining to dharma, pertaining to money, pertaining to investments, pertaining to your path. So these are big, these are tangible, these are big life changes. Big life changes, okay? And there's also something here where you're going to realize that, just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit, okay? I'm gonna say something very gently, okay, group 2. One of these blessings coming in is that you're going to realize that you weren't moving too fast in a particular direction. You almost started heading in the wrong direction. Because remember that analogy I said a little bit ago? You're walking on a path and someone says, hey, yeah, it's just right up ahead. You turn left, you see the big landmark and the purple sign, you can't miss it. This is something where you would keep going straight, but you were supposed to turn left at that landmark. And so it's something where you're like, well, how come my chariot's not moving forward? How come my chariot's not moving forward? It's because you're being shifted to turn around and see that yes door. You need to turn left to the purple landmark, or to the landmark and find the purple sign, whatever. It's an analogy. But here, the chariot in reverse, the justice, chariot in reverse, 4 of cups, but it's overlaying the 9 of coins and the page of wands. It's saying that there is a magic within you. I'm hearing again, something has changed within me. I don't know why that keeps coming out here. Maybe you're one of those wicked stands, group 2. It's fine, I am too. But there's definitely this 7, 8, 9, yeah, coming out. We've got the 4 of cups. It's like overlooking something beautiful, magical, wonderful. And so this is you realizing that something was within you all along. Oh, you were supposed to turn left. You kind of wanted to turn left anyway, but you thought you were supposed to keep moving forward. Oh, you really needed a nap, but you thought that if you worked through it, that was supposed to be the best thing to do for your body. It's like your intuition is telling you, hey, lean into what you want. And you might be like, isn't that not what I'm supposed to do? Aren't I supposed to keep going forward no matter what? It's giving like very disciplined disciple. See this kind of congruency here? It's giving this very disciplined energy where you do it scared, you do it tired, you do it uncertain, you do it. It's like that energy. If you want to succeed at something, you got to fail at it a million times first. And you're like, yeah, let's get up, let's go. I've got my sword of truth in hand. Let's LFG, let's go, right? And so there's this energy that's coming in as an intercessor, and it's gonna say, hey. You did do that. You did do it tired. You did do it scared. You did do it with a war cry. You did do it confused. You did do it uncertain. You did do it with no support. But that's not your path anymore. And so we have now this investment, this return of investment. We have now this support, this soul family. We have now this intercessor, it's almost like not a gatekeeper, because that has a negative connotation in like pop culture, but it's like this energy of somebody who's guarding at the path, and they're saying, look, where you want to go, it's just over there. I know you've been following this road straight for millions and millions of miles or kilometers, but you finally made it to the turn. And so that's what's going on here. This is the third blessing. Now, let's see. Like I did for group 1, I pulled a little more cards just to kind of get an idea of what else we can tell you that's coming in blessing-wise, because these were very 3 specific blessings, and they're often filled with a lot of context, right? So let's see if we can just pull some other blessings, whatever you need to know. The moon, something that's been hidden from you for a while, or something where you're like, I don't know how this is going to work out, I just know that it's going to, right? It's going to be coming through, specifically pertaining to this change of direction we talked about here. But it's not in a bad way. You weren't going the wrong direction. You were going the right direction until it's time to turn, okay? Tell us about this 10 of Wands, what you need to know. Okay, we do have an energy from the past that's kind of coming up to bite a little bit, but this is part of your foundation. Okay, there's a reason why this is a brick in your foundation. Okay, it's a blessing, not a curse, is what I'm getting to tell you. And I'm also hearing the song Another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd. We've got 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we have the Emperor. Okay, there's a transmutation of an energy that's right ahead for you on your path. And it's going to be surprising you just a smidge, because it's something that you almost left behind in the dust, something that you almost overlooked, something that you almost threw in the towel for, something that you even tried to throw in the towel with, something like this. There's an energy that's going to transmute an energy. And it's like the work that's been going on, the progress that's been going on, has been happening behind the scenes. It's kind of giving when you follow one character's arc in a movie or in a show, and meanwhile the other character's out doing something like going to battle or learning in school, and then the next scene, it's like when they come home or something. It's like, you know, there's progress going on in the background, but you're focused on one character's arc. You're focused on one arc right now, and there's something that's been going on behind the scenes. It's something that's been evolving, something that's been transmuting, and do expect it to be knocking on your door. I'm hearing someone's knocking at the door, let him in. Is that by George Harrison? It's one of the Beatles. It's Let Him In. Somebody's ringing the bell. So that would be your advice from Spirit, to let them in the door, okay? And with this Ace of Pentacles again, strong energy, Temperance, Two of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm hearing again, something has changed within me. A lot of art. Okay, you are the artist, you are the spiritualist, you are the writer, you are the crafter, you are, or even you're the business owner, you're the CEO, you're the person who said, I'm gonna build, or I'm gonna create, or I'm going to innovate. You're this person, you made your own path. And so here we have with the Lovers, something that, it's like, you have a soul contract with this thing. It's like you had to choose it, it had to choose you. It was always going to be this way. Of course, like you were always going to be a muralist. You were always going to be a spiritualist. You were always going to be the CEO. You were always going to be this. It's your dharma. It's your path. It's your highest calling. You know this. And so something that you have been moving slowly towards, you're going to be having this space, and something's going to ground it. It's going to get the ball rolling. Okay, so there's a lot of this message coming in through a lot of different ways. So this is letting me know that the energy that's swirling in the center, it's very, very strong. Okay, it's a very big deal. This is you having a lot of tiny different things coming in order to create something really, really big. It's like you're being given the sand, you're being given the you're being given the water or whatever materials that you use to make cement. It's like you're being given the tools, you're making the cement, you're laying them into bricks, you're receiving like blueprints, you're receiving all of these different things. You're receiving, okay, this brick goes here and this brick goes here. You're receiving help to put the bricks together. And all of this energy, it's swirling, it's swirling, it's swirling. And you have this giant, beautiful like tower. Beautiful tower. So there's something like this that's coming in. So this can be like, you build a business, you have 50 different jobs that are all just your responsibility. It's very stressful. And then all of a sudden those 50 jobs turn into 60 and they turn into 80 and they turn into 90. And like that moment before you think you're going to turn in the towel, because you're working your butt off, that's when money starts to come in. That's when you can finally outsource. That's when you can finally hire. That's when you can finally kind of find things that you can delegate. That's when you find things that you can automate. That's when you can finally get a different system rolling in. But it's not until after you're kind of at a place where you're almost biting the dust there. So it's this energy here of being like, yeah, you're at this almost energy where you're like, I have to push, right? No, it's like, stop, look around, you did it. And so there's a vibe here that's like, when you're listening to this reading, you might be like, what? I don't feel like that. But that's why it's a blessing that's coming in. It's this moment of I'm hearing that song Maps that's like trending everywhere right now. Sorry, it's been stuck in my head, but it's, wait, they don't love you like I love you. Wait, they don't love you like I love you. And we have Temperance, the angels coming in, the literal divine angels coming in. We've got the Guru Disciple card, the Divine Friendship card, the Soul Family card, the Throat Chakra card. It's like everything, it's giving serendipity is really what this is. It's synchronicity, it's serendipity. Everything is in order, it's copacetic. This is you and your craft, you and your business, you and the divine, you and the people in your life. It's just this love. That's what this tower is. It's just this unconditional love that's just building and building and building, and it's beautiful. So anything else that group 2 needs to know before we let them go here? I'm hearing no, not really, but just to satisfy my curiosity. Knight of Swords. Okay. Expect a message. Okay, you've been expecting it and coming for a while. That's why it seemed not important to let you know, okay? A message you've been expecting will be coming in. It will be from, I'm hearing, just to tell you, it will be from you know who, okay? We've got 6 to 10. What's missing? The 4, the Emperor. This is something, that arc that was happening behind the scenes, okay? Something or someone evolving, transmuting from this like scared, stressed energy into this powerful energy. So somebody stepping into their power, something stepping into its power. Whatever has been happening behind the scenes, expect a message from you know who you've been expecting, whatever that means for you. And we do have this Emperor energy that's left unseen, and it's dying to reveal itself to you, okay? And it's also going to be when you are experiencing a huge stroke of luck, okay? Something that you would consider luck. Do you remember how we talked about Jupiter a few times? Jupiter is the guru, it is the master, it is this light code that you had here. We also did have the Jupiter card coming out with Temperance. We also did have the 9 coming out here that we talked about on the 9 of Coins. So this is going to be tangible physical luck, if you will, tangible physical mastery, tangible physical spiritual connections, actually. So it's going to be something like if you have had a lot of spiritual connections and you haven't had one come through in a while, maybe you connect with these energies telepathically, but you haven't had someone walk into your life and spiritually knock your socks off in a while, this is going to be what's going on. If you already have all of these things in place, you've got spiritual connections in your life, you have maybe some sort of teacher, someone that you look up to, you've got your spirit guides, you know what's going on. If you are already established in that energy, you're going to have a wave of this energy that just knocks your socks off, okay? And it's going to be from you know who here, okay? So I think this is why Spirit was like, no, not really. You don't need to know anymore. But I pulled anyway, so this is what we found out. Something we already talked about, but just shuffling it to the forefront a little bit. But that was me. Okay, that wasn't Spirit. Letting me know that this isn't going to be something that shuffles to the forefront immediately or initially for you. It is going to be behind the scenes. Like, you're the main character. This is the arc of a side character, okay? But this is going to be during one of the luckiest periods of your life. There's going to be a really big choice. You're going to be asked to pause, chill, meditate, pray beforehand, and you're going to find that that left turn that you're called to make, when you do, you're going to be surprised who or what is on that path, is also what I'm getting to tell you. Okay, so group number 2, that is all about your next 3 blessings and a little bit more. So I hope this helps shed some love, light, and clarity for you. As always, I love you. I'm grateful for you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me keep doing what I love to do. And if you'd like more mini readings, I do post on TikTok all of the time. If you'd like more exclusive content, you can follow my Inner Circle channel here on YouTube or my Patreon. Inner Circle, you will find lots of channeled messages, like all channeled messages. On my Patreon, you will find more tangible tarot readings. What, like the upcoming blessings reading, like what am I not seeing coming, like how does that person feel about me, those like tangible 3D kind of tarot readings, things like that. That's going to be on my Patreon. Channeled messages, we've got the archangels, we've got the deities, we've got all the different spirit guides, we've got all the different planets, we've got all the different ascended masters. So that's going to be on my Inner Circle channel. I do offer all of my published tarot and oracle decks, all of my published books. I do have personal services for channeling, tarot, astrology, astrocartography, Reiki, and so much more, even personal light codes on my spiritual store on Etsy at Spiritualistic. All of that's going to be linked in the description box below. If you want to support me in the areas I've been having a hard time with, I would appreciate subscribing to my YouTube channel and maybe following me up on Instagram too. If you want to support me in my strengths, you can go ahead and follow that Inner Circle channel on YouTube, follow me on TikTok, and you can take a look at some of my decks and books. So, as always, I love you and I'm grateful for you. I will see you next time. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. Namaste. Hi there, Group 3. Namaste and welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at upcoming blessings for you, and you selected the 3rd group with the Divinely Guided card. Today we'll be taking a look at 3 blessings that are coming in for you, and based upon the first card here, group number 3, what I'm getting is that you are materializing certain energies into your reality. You've been doing a lot of spiritual work, and so I'm getting that these blessings are going to come in the form of perhaps manifestations of your consciousness, manifestations that you've been intending to bring into fruition, things that you have been wanting, not necessarily needing, not necessarily building, but what I'm getting is manifestation. So if you've been doing a wonderful job with your meditation techniques, you're going to find that your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health is a lot better. If you have been, for example, wanting to manifest a trip a vacation, you're going to find that the universe is supportive of this. If you've been trying to manifest a certain situation, a certain energy, a certain object, you're going to find it coming into your life seamlessly. The energy that's coming through here is that you are setting the cause into play spiritually, and the effect is coming in. I'm also getting that you are very high vibrational, very conscious. So detachment is not an issue for you. This energy is really beautiful. And I have to say that there is some sort of special energy about you that maybe you can define, but it's a little bit difficult to define outside of you because it's something that is. It's something that simply is. You simply are you. And instead of being perfectly labeled as a collection of other sorts of things, you simply are. And so with this, there is definitely an energy of you having prepared for something or being prepared for something, and these blessings are what's coming into your life as a result. Largely, this is something that is spiritual. Now, these are going to be manifestations of yours that come into your physical reality, but these things are going to come in a spiritual way, meaning that you see the sign and you look right over your shoulder and there it is. Meaning that you have a vision of something, you decide to manifest it, you open your eyes and it's right there. Meaning that the way that something comes into your life, it's too serendipitous for it not to be spiritual. It's very much a clear channel of cause and effect between you and these blessings coming in. So the ways that they might come into your life might seem a little bit magical, a little bit serendipitous, a little bit spiritual, but these are also divinely guided. So let's take a look at these blessings. I'm going to pull 3 light codes card. This is my Follow Your Heart Oracle deck. We're going to pull 3 blessings for my light codes oracle, and then we will dive deeply into each of them using the tarot. So what are the blessings coming in for group number 3? Tell me, Spirit, 3 blessings coming in for group number 3. What is blessing number 1 for group number 3? What is the first blessing for group number 3? You see how I'm pinpointing my intention? Ooh, we have Arcturus, as I said that. How I'm pinpointing my intention as I shuffle them. Your Arcturus card here is holding a very similar wavelength, a very similar energy. There is this transformation and this enlightenment that occurs for you. And this first blessing is going to be something that is a direct result of an intention you've been holding for a long time. For example, if you have been trying to be healthier in your body, you will see and feel results. If you have had a direct, focused intention, in order to become closer to spirit, you will see direct, focused results. This first blessing for you is going to be results based upon your direct intention and focus. If you have been trying to earn more money and you have been setting this intention and focusing on it, if you have been trying to increase progress in a specific area of life, whatever you've been really zeroing in on over a longer period of time, this set direct intention is going to be something that is the first blessing coming into your life. And so for some of you, this is something where you have been taking step after step after step. You've been honing in on this intention. If you have a manifestation that you ask for most of all, if you have an affirmation that you say every single day, if there is something that you really zero in on, maybe you have a list of manifestations, but it's that one. It's that heavy hitter. It is that one where if you write down 50 things that you were trying to manifest and you take that list and you split it in half, you take those 25 things you're trying to manifest and you look at it and you dissolve it down to 10. You take those 10 and you say, if only one of these things manifested into reality, which one would it be? It's that one that you focus your intentions on. This is going to be this manifestation that comes into your life. For some of you, it's something that you have created some sort of system in order to succeed at. If you've been trying to get more skillful at a particular language, you've been putting in the time, you've been putting in the conversation hours, you've been learning, you've been increasing your vocabulary, you've been focusing in on it, you're going to be able to notice that the next time you have a conversation with a native speaker of that language, it becomes much more easy, much more natural for you. Some of you might have been doing practice learning English. I'm being shown a situation which might be the case. You might, for example, watch your first movie in a different language or listen to your first YouTube video or tarot video or whatever it is in that language for the first time and understand what's going on without the subtitles in your first language, or alternatively, without subtitles at all. So there's something here where you're going to be able to essentially graph it out. You're going to see that the way that it comes in is almost spiritual. Wow, I didn't realize I was getting that good at that language so fast. I didn't realize all of that progress was being made behind the scenes. I've been working towards this moment for years and years and years. Finally, here's the breaking point. So the way that it shows up might be a little bit of a rush of energy. Also, it might be something where, say, an old video of yours goes viral. It can be something where maybe an old song of yours gets picked up. It can be something where a focused intention of yours comes to the forefront. So let's take a look at what the second blessing is. We will specify more with the tarot in a moment for each individual blessing. So let's see, what is group number 3's second blessing that's coming in? What is group number 3's second blessing? I'm getting you have a lot of little things coming in, so they're being a bit tight-lipped. So let's see if we can break it down to 3. What is the second blessing coming into your life? I'm getting Spirit wants to pick a good one for you because there are a lot of little blessings coming in. So do keep your eyes out. The upcoming month or two is going to be a really magical time for you. And so there's an emphasis on the magic that's coming through. So what is the second blessing for group number 3? What's the second blessing for group number 3, Spirit? Oh, we have Mintaka. Another spiritual card, another collective. These light code oracles, they're a lot more than just the collectives. By the way, here we do have like the Earth Star chakra. We've got Source, Gratitude, we've got Soul Family, we've got all of these collectives are actually popping up right into the stack, right into your reading, which I don't think, subconscious, there we go, which I don't think is an accident, of course, but there's definitely this energy here that's highly galactic. So this with Mintaka, okay, this is also giving a certain energy here where your creativity might be increased, something about your, I'm hearing limited edition, something limited edition is going to be a blessing for you. You might have an opportunity to receive something that's limited edition. You might also be experiencing opportunities to perform or heal in front of, I'm hearing in front of a live studio audience, which is interesting. Mintaka is known for its song. It's known for its grace. It's known for its kindness. It's known for its art and creativity, specifically that is crystalline, that is astral, that is musical, specifically that is auditory and healing. So there is this energy of sound healing that comes through as well, simply as a base. But Mintaka specifically, I'm hearing the second star from the right from Peter Pan, which is kind of curious because Mintaka is actually the third star. It is the star on the right in Orion's belt. So you've got the first star and then you have the second star to the right, which is actually Mintaka. So there is this energy here. I'm being shown Peter Pan, maybe even the mermaids from Peter Pan if you're into that. So that can be a sign for some of you. For some of you, if there's something or someone around you that has Peter Pan syndrome, or I'm hearing also alternatively is a late bloomer, this is going to be coming into fruition as a blessing for you as well. So maybe you were a late bloomer in a particular area of life. The blessing that's coming in is the maturity of a particular situation. Maybe something has been taking a long time and it's going to be maturing. So again, these are going to be kind of spiritual, the way that these things come in. It's going to be energetic. This is kind of giving, the energy has finished marinating, the timer has gone off, something has finished stalling, the energy has gathered enough potential energy in a similar way to the way blessing number 1 is coming in. This is going to be something different. It's going to be something creative or musical or healing or either to you or by you. But this blessing is going to be something where I'm being shown like humpback whales and whale songs specifically. I'm also being shown, what are they, pygmy whales in like the Arctic. So there's definitely this energy here of magic, of connecting with, of water spirits, connecting with the water element, but like water beings. So be this Mintaka, be this Orion, be this Sirius, be this the Pacific Ocean, the Mediterranean. There's just definitely this energy of water beings coming through as part of a blessing here. Now again, this is energetic, this is spiritual, so this lets me know as well that you might have an opportunity to go swim in the ocean. And when I'm posting this, it's winter. Well, in the northern hemisphere. So you might have an opportunity to become what we like to call over here a snowbird, meaning that you get to go somewhere warm and comfortable and delicious during the cold season, wherever it is that you live. There's also this blessing here that's coming through where you might be having an opportunity to like experience magic a little bit more. Like you might be having a little bit more fun, a little more magic. It's this energy of not the focused intention with the first blessing here. So it's not that manifestation on your list that you've been determined at, that you have been poignant about working towards. This is something that's a little more magical. It's something that's a little more spontaneous. The second blessing, this is entering a magical forest and connecting with the fairy beings. This is something where you are meditating. Perhaps you are doing a ritual or a ceremony with someone or something, and you end up having a beautiful magical experience. This is something where you get somehow like almost transported into a different land is kind of the energy here. This can be spiritual. This can be, of course, tangible via an airplane. This can also be something where you end up somewhere that's even in your own hometown or just on the outskirts of it, but there's something magical about it. It's like you find a magical tree, or you find a magical beach, or you find a magical vibe. And it might even be that you are finding that you are connecting with some sort of lost civilization. There's something very, very special. There's something limited edition. So you'll be experiencing something that a lot of people do not get to experience, like going to Antarctica. You're going to be experiencing something that is spiritual and very, very specific to you, such as having a past life regression experience, or going whale watching, having a stupendous experience where they say we can really only promise you porpoises and birds and maybe some specific whales, but you get a special experience there. You get to see some orcas, you get to see a fin whale, something like this. This is something where whatever this is, it couldn't be promised on a mass productive scale. But for you, the universe promises this to you. This is something that's very special. It's something that's limited edition. This is something that is saved specifically for you. So we do have something here that you've been working towards specifically, your set intention. And we have something else here that's like a very special and magical experience that maybe it doesn't happen all the time, but you are one of the lucky few. Maybe, for example, you don't get to just go see something every day. Maybe it's not open or available for you to visit a certain location every day. Maybe when you go out on a boat, it's not promised that you'll get to have an experience with an orca. Perhaps what is only promised to you are certain species, but for you, it happens. It's serendipitous. It's something magical like this. Now, it doesn't need to be so watery. It doesn't have to be so spiritual, but I'm certainly getting something here where maybe there are only a few days left in town where that art exhibit is present, or that person will be in town, and it just so happens that you are able to end up there in the right place at the right time, maybe even on accident. So this is definitely giving this spiritual vibe. It's something that is spiritual to you. Something that is spiritual to you. So it doesn't need to be something so galactic and spiritual. We do have the Arcturus and the Mintaka card, so of course we are honoring that came through. If you would like messages from either of those collectives, I have tons on my channel and also on my Inner Circle channel here on YouTube as well. So there is this, but alternatively, apart from the galactic side of spirituality, there is also something here that is a spiritual experience for you. It can be something like having an opportunity to read that book you didn't even realize they only made 30 copies of. Getting to see that painting in real life that you just kind of ended up in that room. You didn't think that you would be there during the day of those exhibits. You didn't even know. It just so happened that you ended up in front of your favorite paintings at the right place at the right time. And this is something that would be spiritual to you. So again, it's coming through as highly specified for you, highly individual. This is something creative, flowy, spiritual, vibey. Like this is giving vibes. It's giving magic. It's giving art. It's giving whale songs. It's giving Pisces. It's giving Pisces. It's giving Neptune. It's giving 12th house. Literally, it's giving Mintaka. Okay, so while it doesn't have to be specifically those things, I do want to honor the fact that you got all galactic cards, and I also want to honor the fact that that is not everybody's spiritual cup of tea. Those simply seem to be the ones that are coming out for your reading today. So that is the essence, and of course we'll pull more details in a moment. So what is the third blessing coming in for group number 3? Ooh, okay. The Divine Feminine card almost made an appearance, but it wasn't fully convincing me, so let's see. This is also giving like kind of that Piscean energy, Pisces rules the feet, but energetically, Pisces is spirituality. It is ascension. It is divine feminine energy. So let's see. First and foremost, woo, okay. We have Soul Family coming out and Orion making a peep, okay. So interestingly enough, this did come out for group number 2. With the Soul Family card, this is letting me know that this, in congruence with all of these galactic cards coming out, you're going to be feeling a lot of magic around you. This is the kind of thing where now bear with me as I hit different examples, but you make a fairy door or you make a circle and then you literally experience the fae around you. Say you go to an elf stone in Iceland and you have experiences with the elves. Say that you set the intention to have an offering to the birds and then the birds lead you throughout your day and they talk to you. This is something where say that you, alternatively, say that you pray to God, say you pray to Jesus, say you pray to Mary, say you worship Muhammad or you connect with Lakshmi and Ganesh. Whatever this is, you're going to have these guides very physically present with you. This Soul Family card, it's coming out differently than the way that it came out in group 2, and I have to say, I shuffled these quite well and we got all of these cards. I do want to give a nod to the Divine Feminine card that almost came out for you. So here, there is this energy of you have the spiritual experience that is like a flash of light. Seriously. This is something like you visit a location or you do a certain activity and it ends up being a catalyst for a very, very significant spiritual experience in your life. This might even be something that you contemplate on for the rest of your life. This is a really big experience that is going to have something to do with your spiritual family, your spiritual guides. Now, this can be galactic. Some of you might not even be down with the whole star seedy galactic thing, and that's totally fine. It's totally valid. There's not a right or wrong. There's simply different paths to a same destination, right? You can take any road to get to the same end goal, right? Here, especially in your pile, we have a lot of things coming back to the energy of is. And so whether you take a colorful road, whether you take a devotee kind of road, whether you take a bhakti, a love, a prayer, a meditation, a Taoist, a silent, a loud kind of road, it doesn't matter. You get to the end road. But whatever this is that's coming through, it might be showing you kind of a different path to whatever it is that you are on, or whatever it is that you've been recently on. I'm not getting at something that's out of your comfort zone or out of your wheelhouse, but this can be something where maybe you are a medium and maybe you don't necessarily utilize it. This will be something where, well, let's just say something or someone seeking those mediumship abilities on the other side, they'll be finding you in a positive way, in a beautiful, empowering, and enlightening way. Okay. This can also be something where, say that you have a really good, happy, healthy relationship with the Fae. Okay, no, everybody does not. Okay. But say that this is something where you decide just for fun, you want to make little fairy doors and put them around your house. Well, they're going to work. And the experience that they bring you is going to be second to none, absolutely incomparable with anything else. Say that you spend a few days in prayer or devotion to the god Ganesh, remover of obstacles. You might notice that some of the obstacles in your life literally have some miraculous way of just dissolving themselves. You might end up somewhere like in the neighborhood of Area 51 or in Sedona or at Mount Shasta or at Stonehenge, and you will find that you see with your physical eyes something floating in the sky, or you feel telepathy from a being, you feel the earth speaking to you, you have an entrance to Lemuria. Now, it doesn't have to be so new age, it doesn't have to be so otherworldly. Actually, I'm hearing yes, it does. It doesn't have to be so new age, okay? It doesn't have to be all the galactic stuff. It doesn't have to be all of the pop culture spirituality stuff. It might be for some of you, it might not be for others of you, but essentially, this is kind of saying that you're going to have a spark moment where there is some sort of being involved, some sort of other real being. This is that, oh my God, there is a God moment. Okay. And again, for some of you, it's source. For some of you, it's spirit. For some of you, it's the universe. Some of you, it's Lakshmi, it's Shiva, it's Shakti. For some of you, it's the Fae, it's the unicorns. For some of you, it's Mintaka, it's Orion, it's Sirius, it's Arcturus, it's the Pleiades. But whatever that wheelhouse is for you, there's going to be some sort of, oh my God, moment where it's in your face in a beautiful way. It's enlightening, but it's a spiritual experience that you will remember for the rest of your life. This is a specific spiritual experience where there is a before and there is an after. I'm also hearing CE5. So some of you might be into Dr. Stephen Greer. You might want to check out his work, or you might be practicing some of these things on your own. You might be learning about them, wanting to practice them. And when you do, I'm just getting with this energy, don't be surprised if it works. If you are doing anything, okay, whatever this is, if you are doing some candle work, okay, if you are practicing CE5 techniques, if you are making little fairy doors or fairy circles, or if you are sitting down with the intention, Mother Ocean, speak to me, I am open and ready and willing to hear what you have to say, Lakshmi, come intervene, you are going to get a response. It is going to be loud, it is going to be obvious, and it is going to be something that is groundbreaking. It is going to be earth-shattering, but in a really good way for you. Basically, it's going to knock your socks off. It'll be something in your wheelhouse, but it's going to be strong, is what I'm getting, okay? So let's get into the tarot. Wow, what beautiful energy this is for you, group number 3. Now tell us about Arcturus here. Tell us about the first blessing for group number 3. Okay, this is your goal. Magician. Okay, so Spirit wants to attribute this blessing coming in to you, to yourself. Okay, this isn't magic. This isn't tap your heels together 3 times and say, there's no place like home, and then you will magically arrive. No, this is you rolling up your sleeves, rolling up your pant legs, walking down that yellow brick road, and surprise, you get to Oz, right? You could have taken the bullet train. If you get it, you get it. But there is this energy here where no, you did the hard work. You showed up. You had the patience, you invested over the long period of time, you continued to show up, you had focused intention, you had the same intention from day one as you do now, you've been working towards it, you've been focusing on it, and Spirit wanted to make sure that you attributed this to you. Even if it comes into your life miraculously, you are the one who got it there. I'm just getting here with these cards because you wanted this intention so badly, because it was something that you were willing to change your habits, change your life, really focus on, unlearn certain programming. You were ready, willing, and able to make those changes that were necessary, and you stuck with it. You were determined and you made the changes necessary. There's something that when this finally comes in, you might go, oh my God, it's a miracle. Group 3, it's not a miracle. It is your own hard work. Now, maybe this comes from an unexpected source. Maybe that's why it seems like a miracle. Maybe it's a letter that somebody finally discovered your song on Spotify and they want to sign you to a label. Oh my God, it's a miracle. No, it's because of your hard work. You know you've been marketing your butt off. You know you've been writing your butt off. You know it took you a year to write that song and perfect it. You know how long you were recording that album. You know how perfect the engineering is. You know. You did the work here. Oh my God, it's a miracle. No, oh my God, group 3, it's you. They're miracles for the third one. We'll get there later. So for this first blessing of yours, this is showing up as something that you manifest. You are the one who got the ball rolling. It's also showing up as something that you spoke into existence in some way, shape, or form. So it's really giving affirmation. Okay, it's giving affirmation, it's giving speaking, it's giving singing, something that has to do with your intellect, your voice. Speaking it into existence, you channeling through your subconscious mind, something like this. And with the Judgment card specifically, this is giving a make it or break it moment. So this is getting discovered. This is having an opportunity to change your life. This is literally a once in a lifetime opportunity. So it seems like a miracle, but it's the result of your hard work. It's a result of your tenacity. It's a result of your honesty. And there's also something that's coming through here about your sensitivity and insensitivity, sensitivity and or insensitivity that is here. So this is also kind of showing me that you are committed to truth. You're committed to unconditional love. You're committed to compassion, to empathy, to growth. And you are, I'm getting sensitive to others, but not sensitive with yourself. Not in a way where you don't love yourself, but in a way where you will show up. You will put one pant leg on at a time, just like the rest of the world. You will show up, you'll roll your sleeves up, and you will get to work. Meaning that if you have a little bit of a headache, you are going to honor that headache, do something about it, and then move forward with your life. You're not going to be upset that you're not going to get a headache and then complain about it and then be sad that you had a headache and then you're sad that you were sad that you had a headache. It's not something like this. There's no spiral here. This is something where if someone else has a headache, you keep them under your wing, you know what to do in order to solve it, okay? Now, it doesn't have to be a headache. It's just simply the imagery that I'm being shown here. But I'm getting this energy here where I'm getting like fight to the death for something. Now, it doesn't have to be so dramatic, of course, but it's something that you really, really care about. And so this blessing for you, it's going to be, again, this opportunity that's like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'm also being shown like dahlias, and I'm also being shown the band, the Black Dahlia M word. I'm not going to say that on YouTube, but there's like this vibe here of something here. It might have to do with music or your craft or your art or your job or your profession. For some of you, it might even have to do with your family, but there's something here about I'm hearing no BS attitude when it comes to manifesting something. So let's pull a little bit more information here. Again, this is a make it or break it moment. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity that's going to change your life. But again, Spirit wants to re-emphasize that this is something that's going to change your life. It's also something that is due to your own efforts, you making the right choice when everyone else around you might have thought it was wrong, okay? This is about you showing up when maybe you failed time and time again, but you have to fail in order to succeed, okay? That's one thing that people who succeed at things do more often. I'm just paraphrasing a quote that I've heard several times. The difference between a successful person and an unsuccessful person is that the successful person has failed even more times than the unsuccessful person has even tried. And so the manifestation of that truth in the successful sense is coming in for you. Six of Pentacles, it's giving ROI, it's giving return of investment. And Seven of Wands coming out in reverse is letting me know that there's something that you have been like fighting an uphill battle for, and that is going to be a piece of cake. Something's going to come in, it's going to feel almost a little bit too easy, but it's because of how everything was almost a little bit too hard for a long time. We have the Magician twice, which is really strong. This is the manifestation you know you've been manifesting. This is something on purpose. So if what I said before was like, oh, well, this could be something spiritual, it could perhaps be insert speculation. No, this is something that you know you've been trying to manifest. This is something that you have written down somewhere. It's something you say to yourself in the mirror, looking yourself in the eyes. This is something that you play in subliminals. This is something that you ask for when you meditate, when you pray. It's something that you try to reality shift into. This is something that you manifest, that you know that you try to manifest. Nothing more, nothing less, okay? It's something that you've had visions of you experiencing. And it's also going to be something that you have detached from. And even when you detach from it, you know that it's still meant for you and you continue moving forward anyway, okay? Any more information about the first blessing for group number 3? Any more information about the first blessing from group number 3? I feel called to mention that, yes, these cards are really tiny. The reason for this is because I actually have like a blister, like a scar and a blister on my pinky from shuffling like regular tarot and oracle decks. So that's why I made mine like all with linen, or they're mini, because my hands are small. And like I grew up in the, like I'm a 90s kid, so I already have a permanent blister on my hand from writing with wooden pencils. And I have one on my pinky now from shuffling cards. So mini decks. Mini decks and linen decks for the win. Anyway, I don't know why I felt called to say that, but the moon, it's like there's something here that is unseen. It's something like this where it's the fact that the decks are linen, or it's the fact that the decks are mini, or it's the fact that there's like a special nuance about you or what it is you've been trying to manifest that's actually the liberation point here. And it's something that for you, you might have been like, no one else is really going to get it, but as long as it works for me, it's fine, right? It's something like this where you maybe intentionally or unintentionally solved a problem that other people have. And so because of this, it was able to grow. Because of this, it gets discovered. It's like you write a song that resonates with people in a way that it hasn't hit like that before. It's giving like Whitney Houston's "And I Will Always Love You." It's giving one of those songs that just like breaks a generation. It breaks the internet, like it breaks an industry, like it's something innovative, but it's simply because it's got a little quirk to it, and that quirk is you. And it's like everything around that you've been working towards is going to come into fruition, but it's like that liberation point. It's like a tiny nuance. It's a tiny quirk, something behind the scenes. There's also an element of mystery, there has been for a while, about the way that this comes in. And it's going to have to do with another person, someone that you have or will have a conversation with. I'm getting that you helped this person greatly, whether you know it or not. And because of this, there's an opportunity for you to have this once-in-a-lifetime chance, this once-in-a-lifetime choice. This might be something or someone that you would be predicting hypothetically to be a bit of a headache for you, and I'm getting to tell you to let go of that because that is not factual, but your mind does create your reality. This is something you've been working on for a long time. Remember, it's this no BS. This is something you have purposely been trying to bring into fruition, and it is this combination of absolute truth. I'm hearing veritas, absolute truth, this no BS energy, and these little personal quirks and or nuances that actually bring this into fruition in a way that is miraculous, that is very large. Again, that energy of miracles keeps coming into your reading. Only yours, group number 3. So now we'll move on to the second blessing. So we'll shuffle the deck here, and then we'll get into the second blessing, the Mintaka card. This is something Piscean, Neptunian, 12th house. This is something that is highly spiritual, something that has to do with some sort of balance in your life. Also, some sort of other person or connection is coming into fruition here. Something that is inspiring. This can be something that you can do, something that you enjoy, or something that, again, there's this like serendipity of you being in the right place at the right time. Again, with something or somebody else. Whoa, okay, those came out quite quickly. 7 of Swords. Okay. You're going to be having an opportunity to have a difficult conversation, and the location with which you're going to be having this difficult conversation is going to be specified. Or you're going to be having a conversation that you are projecting to be difficult, but it's actually going to be quite successful. It's going to start here. It might be, let's have a difficult conversation at this cafe, and then let's just go walk to the museum across the street. This is something that's kind of similar to, let's try to mend something. Let's try to succeed at something by breaking the mold. And when you do, you're going to find a large stroke of luck for you. There's a little bit of this energy where you have been curious as to how something is going to liberate. So this blessing for you is all about you seeing that your reality is, yes, a creation of you, but it's a creation of your internal state. So this is going to be something where for you, you choose to have a good day. It might be rainy, it might be crazy, but even though it's rainy, you still go to that museum anyway. And because you end up in that museum, you end up unknowingly able to see the limited edition moving through town. Oh, this limited edition energy is coming through again. This limited edition exhibit of your favorite artist of all time that you had no idea was there. You just end up being there on the very last day of it because it's the last day at a weird time and it's raining. There's nobody there, and you have this beautiful experience with your favorite artist. Now, it doesn't have to be something so specific like an art piece, but it's definitely giving something that is very, very special to you. Very, very special to you, that it's spiritual. We have 6, 7, 8, but the order that it came out was 6, 8, 7, which lets me know that there is something that is a middle point to something that comes in last. It's almost like you put together the puzzle, but you do the outside first and then the center last. It's kind of giving, if you eat a jelly-filled donut and you eat all around first, like you eat the crust of the sandwich first and then you eat what's on the inside last. It's giving you come to that point last, okay? So this is something where you smoothed out the rough edges of something. And so you're going to be having this really beautiful, like delicious experience that's going to be kind of spiritual for you. I would like some more information. I'm going to use the same deck before we clarify, just so that we can get a little more of a fine tooth comb through this energy for you. Tell us about the Mintaka card. Yeah, emphasis on limited edition. Okay, this might be you receiving something limited edition, you experiencing something limited edition, you, again, having an opportunity that comes in separate from the first one, if this is an opportunity that is not presented to many others. This is a job that's being created for you. This is an opportunity, it's a time, it's an experience that is created for you. Divinely guided. This whole reading, it's divinely guided. The energy here is you're in the right place at the right time, or it's because it's you, something cracks open. This is something where, like, it's divinely orchestrated for you to be in the right place at the right time, and it ends up being something that is magical, something that is really close to your heart. It's also something that reminds you that you do so much good for others, and that comes back to you. This is going to be something that reminds you that what you put out does come back, and you are a good person and good things happen to good people. This is going to be something that's a verification of that, and it's also going to be something that gives you some sort of new perspective spiritually or intuitively. So let's clarify here. Tell us about the second blessing for group number 2. Okay, it's success here. So there might be something where, because you are at that art exhibit. Let's just use this example. Because you end up at this limited edition art exhibit, you run into somebody who is maybe prominent in your field. And because they're prominent in your field and you're at the same place at the same time, you share a niched interest. Actually, you share two niched interests. So it puts you in a small pool, and it makes you both a big fish in a small pond, if you will. This is going to be something that helps you fulfill your future manifestations and dreams because you end up in the right place at the right time. It's going to be something where, again, you didn't know how something would manifest, and it ends up because you take the initiative in a certain direction. It's because you're being exalted into a leadership position. That's what this is. And you're not afraid to leave behind whatever it is that you used to know. And that energy is going to be what leads you into the situation, or it's going to be something that is revealed through the situation. It can be something where you've learned this energy through the situation that you reapproach. It's something like this. Something where you learned to dance in the rain instead of to cry in the rain. It's something where you learn to sing whether or not people are listening to you, rather than not singing unless no one's there. This is something like this. Because you have learned to be in your power, to take a leadership position, because you go out in the rain anyway, because you decide to take a chance on love, because you decide to say, yeah, I'm going to go on that date, because you say, I'm not feeling the best today, but you know what, I am going to go. Because you honor yourself in that way, you end up in the right place at the right time, and it, in some way, puts you in a situation of being one of two big fish in a small pond, rather than feeling like a small fish in a big ocean. Oh my goodness. Because you're not afraid to leave behind what is known as comfortable to others. So let's see. This can be you taking a leap of faith in the past that ends up paying off later as well. So let's see. Tell us more about this blessing with the Mintaka energy. Ooh, Seven of Wands, King of Pentacles. Seven of Wands is really magnetizing towards the justice. It wants to be like right on top of this heart-mind image here. So we'll honor that. Yeah, this energy is really, really strong. My clairvoyance just like really strengthened when I aligned these energies. So that's a sign for you as well. The 7 here, 7 and Wands, it's actually the crown chakra energy, but 7 of Wands can indicate a needing to open the crown chakra. 7 of Wands is known as a card of difficulty, of strife, of just having a hard time, having gone through it, right? But 7, it's the crown chakra. Wands, it's spiritual energy. So here we have this energy of justice with the angels coming in. It's number 11, which is humanitarianism. It's Aquarius. It's age of Aquarius. It's all these beautiful things. Heart-mind coherence, right? This heart-mind coherence opens up the lotus of the crown chakra. Sahasrara, the 1,000-petal lotus. So here we have an energy like this where it is because you walk by faith and not by sight. And whatever energy relates to you here, because you walk by faith and not by sight, it ends up giving you something you can hold in your hands, you can touch it. Look, and the King of Pentacles is on top of the High Priestess. This is something that you can see, you can smell, you can taste, you can touch, you can hold, you can spend. This is something where you walk by faith and not by sight, and you can bring it to the bank. Okay? It's also something where you have a beautiful experience in the meantime. It's something where you get to go to that location, you get to see that, and it's by happenstance, but it's really not. It's divinely guided. It's by happenstance, but it's really not. It's because you made the choice to do something anyway, to honor yourself, to stand in your power anyway, to fulfill your own desires anyway. So, because you have chosen to take a stance in a particular energy, this is kind of like you making the right choice energetically. You make the right choice for you. And it ends up leading you into this like positive spiral of luck, this positive series of events that starts with you making a choice to go out even though it's raining, you making a choice, I keep being shown that analogy, so that might be significant for some of you, you making a choice to take that leap of faith and do something that is calling to you even though others might not get it, even though in other circumstances, pragmatically, you might say, no, I'm not doing that, but you feel called to, so you do it anyway. Something like this. You end up in the right place at the right time. Because of that, you end up around the right people. Because of that, you end up having the right conversation. And because of that, it ends up putting something tangible that your intuition totally led you towards. Success. Something you can see, feel, smell, taste, touch, hold, spend. Okay? Beautiful, beautiful energy here. And this Mintaka energy, this is saying that it has something to do with perhaps spirituality. It has something to do with, again, Peter Pan. I'm hearing that song, The Second Star on the Right. It's something about a wish fulfillment, something that's very distant. It's very romantic. It doesn't need to be romance like, you know, love, although it can be, but it's giving romantic like art. It's romantic. It's giving romance like you're at the botanical gardens, or you are romancing yourself in life. It's like you are taking a romantic approach to life. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna dance in the rain. Like it's this like this energy here. And we do have the orange that's highlighted here on this crown chakra, this Sahasrara of the 7 of Wands on top of the Justice 11 card, okay, with the heart mind coherence and the orange. It's a really beautiful energy where your sacral energy is blossoming in coherence with your crown chakra and your heart mind coherence. So this is basically saying that like all systems are go. So what is this that's left over? We have the confidence, which is what you learned first, okay? And then if you notice, we have the confidence, and then we have the heart mind. We have the 3rd chakra. We've got number 3. We have number 3. We have the heart mind's coherence, which is number 4, and number 6. Okay. We then end up with the crown chakra opening. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the throat. Okay, I did that on accident, but I think universally it was on purpose. So we've got heart mind, we have the confidence here, we've got the faith opening up, and so all that's left here with the sacral activation on top of this, the pleasure of the situation, it's going to be what's left over. We've got the high priestess and the king of pentacles. So what's really missing here, it's this throat. We have this something you can touch, taste, spend, feel energy that your intuition led you towards because you made that decision. Decision is air, it's throat. So it starts with your throat chakra. It starts with having, as we said earlier, perhaps a strong conversation, a difficult conversation, having a truth. Again, going back to this nuance, it's that no BS energy. It's trickling into a different area of your life and a totally different blessing, which is really beautiful because it's not going to be about this, but it's going to end up blessing you in a way that lifts this off the ground and airlifts you into a new location. The second blessing, it's going to be beautiful. So the blessing itself is a really wonderful experience, being in the right place at the right time, around the right people, having the right conversations, getting in the right door, wearing the right thing. It's going to be so very divinely guided. And because of this, it's going to lead you into something that you have been seeing for yourself for a long time, but maybe didn't know how it was going to occur. And it's going to be landing in the root chakra here. It's going to have to do with your safety, your comfortability, your finances, your materiality, your home, things that are pertaining to the root chakra here. And it's going to light up all the rest of the chakras. It will start with a decision, and it will start with the decision that puts you into heart-mind coherence because you're confident enough to do it. It's going to light up your sacral and crown chakras, and then boom, it's going to just bring this influx of energy into your root chakra that's nice and happy and healthy, okay? I just wanted to explain this with my chakra crystals here. So let's get into the 3rd blessing before I let you go. So we've got the lovers at the back of the deck here. I'm going to start shuffling into this. Tell us about this miracle. Tell us about this miracle. And again, I'm hearing divine union here. This is something, again, just as a reminder here for you, this is the soul family card. So we do have this energy of, this can be the higher self of somebody. This is, again, this is the fruition of something that you do, but it's a little less tangible, planned, precise. It's a little less happenstance, right place, right time, and then things kind of just work out for you, serendipity. And this one, this blessing for you, is going to be a little bit more, oh, you're frolicking through the woods and you decide to speak with the tree spirits, and then they like answer you and you're like, oh my god. This is something where you are asking Lakshmi for help in your abundance and love and romance, and all of a sudden somebody just literally shows up at your door lost and they want to take you out on a date, and all of a sudden you have a bunch of money in your bank account. This is something where you're like, oh my god. Literally, oh my god, or oh my, whatever it is that you do in spiritual, this is going to be like a rock solid confirmation of that as a direct result. You call, they answer. It's very, 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 very literal. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Oh, there are 3 here. I thought there were 1, and then I thought there were 2, and I realized there were 3. Okay, many like the blessings. Okay, some of these energies are a bit similar, which lets me know your energy field is very, very solid. We even had a fully balanced chakra system coming in for the one in the middle, which is fully balanced. Okay, so this lets me know your energy field is really balanced. And so with this divinely guided card, these are going to be 3 distinctly separate blessings. It might feel a little bit like one leads into the other, like they might be smushed together, but no, they will not be. These are going to be distinctly different. After you experience one, you might go, oh, that was totally one, and it almost had an undertone of number 2, so it must be that. No, there's going to be a second one with number 2. I'm getting that each blessing might have an undertone of the others into it because this is your energy being fully balanced, okay? However, each specific energy, it's going to have its own main character moment for its own blessing, okay? So let's see, what can we have about the third blessing for group number 3? Ooh, okay. There's something here that's been a little bit of a pain in the butt for you. And so you're going to be asking for intervention, you're going to be blowing off some steam, you're going to be asking for some help, or even just wanting to have some fun. Whatever this is, it's going to lead you into some spirituality. Maybe you've been a little bit burnt out lately, so you go to disconnect in order to reconnect, right? You turn off your phone, you go into nature, you start talking to the tree spirits because you've been burnt out. And a little bit of a miracle occurs here, okay? We do have this very strong energy, Ace of Wands, especially at the back of the deck. Boom. This miracle for you, it's going to be something where you receive something really beautiful. This is a call and response. This miracle for you, this blessing, and I want to call it a miracle, it's a response. It's a response to you knowing that no matter how things look on the outside, that's not the truth internally. Knowing that you are divinely supported, knowing that you are seen, knowing that the truth is seen, knowing that your tenacity is seen, knowing that people might not see everything, but the universe does, knowing that that which is unseen is seen to someone, right? If person A is not a medium, person 2 might be, person B might be. Okay, if person B is a medium, person C may or may not be. It doesn't really matter. It is that energy of, well, if you can see them and they can see you, then, you know, there's validity to that no matter what's outside, okay? And so there's the spiritual energy that's coming through, where you might say, oh my gosh, I prayed to Ganesh and then all of a sudden all of my problems were removed and it was so big and like, I can't even believe it. It's like this spiritual moment that is so very miraculous. It's kind of giving, I'm being shown like Lords specifically, it's giving miracle. It really is. It's giving miracle. Like you go to the healing grotto and then you are healed. It makes sense, but does it? Well, if you experience it, it does. It's something like this. Now with the Six of Swords energy, it's going to bring something into solid ground, but it is going to rock the boat first. It's just going to be something where, well, you knew the Fae were maybe a little mischievous. Now, you have a good connection with them, perhaps. Maybe you trust them. Maybe you only work with Fae of the light or whatever it is that you do when you spiritual, okay? But, you know, the way that it comes in is a little mischievous because they're known for that. Not destructive, not bad, not negative. It's just maybe, you know, there are a couple giggles in the way that something came about, okay? It can be something like you ask Ganesh to bring in an obstacle or to remove an obstacle, and it removes an obstacle by, you know, being a bit harsh about it. You ask for it gone, it's gone. This can be something where you decide to speak with a tree spirit and all of a sudden it opens up your clairvoyance and you're seeing faces in the trees, or a plant literally moves and smacks you in the face. This is something that's very tangible like this. And because of this, it's going to be something that reignites your faith. Now we do have, again, this undertone that comes out in the second blessing for you, but this is, again, main character energy for its own blessing in your life. So it's very beautiful. It's definitely a spiritual experience. This is something that goes in alignment with the spiritual laws. So this is going to be something that you say, well, of course it isn't giving that you receive. You give and then you receive. Well, if the meek shall inherit the earth, you've been meek and then you inherit earth. You know, it's going to be something that is a literal definition of the spiritual laws, okay? It's also going to be where you receive something that's unseen or inaccessible to others. Again, there's this energy of you receiving something that's inaccessible to others, meaning you do go out with your friends camping one night and you do see UFOs. Now that means an object that's flying that's unidentified. It doesn't insinuate anything. It doesn't negate anything either. But you can't say that you didn't have that experience because you certainly did. It doesn't really matter what other people think or what other people say. Okay, it's this energy where it happens because it's supposed to happen. Well, people can see that you're miraculously healed now, or people can see that you miraculously just fixed all of your issues in a particular area of life. You just had a surplus of abundance. People can see that, you know, there's a result to something. Something shifted you, something shaked you. And so it's the validity. It's the validity of this that it's tangible. The result is tangible. But if you were to tell the story, not everybody would believe you. This is what I'm getting for the third blessing. Okay, so let's pull a little more information here. Tell us more about the third blessing. for group number 3. Certainly a miracle, a spiritual experience. 8 of Wands. Yeah, okay, this is giving a divine vision. It's giving an apparition. It's giving an ascended master saves you from something that almost happens that could affect your life. And you tell the story and they're like, what do you mean? No one showed up as an apparition and saved your life. That's not what's going to happen. There's, it's something like this. Like, there are stories of certain like yogis being different places at the same time, and they're like, well, they weren't over there, they were over here with me. And you're like, no, they were over there and I have witnesses. It's something like, oh, you didn't see a UFO, and you're like, well, I did, and so did Joey, and so did Bob, and so did George, but that's all right, you don't have to believe me, but I know what I saw. It's something like this. And again, it doesn't have to be galactic. It can be something like you were connecting with Aphrodite and you were just like, hey girl, like, I just want to connect with you, you're beautiful, like, here are some rose petals or something, and all of a sudden, like, the love of your life comes in and takes you out on a date with 80 roses, and you're like, it changes your life overnight. You're like, what? This is something like this. Or if you tell other people, they might not believe in the serendipity of it. You might be able to tell the physical experience. There might be a scientific explanation, but the spirituality of it, it's not questionable. This is something like you're talking to a tree and the tree moves. And someone might debate that, but plants can see you. They also can move. They also communicate with one another, so why not you, right? Anyway, so there's something here that's kind of like this, okay? But again, it's showing up as a result of, it's an effect of a cause that you do, almost inadvertently. So you are like, hey, I want to leave a little gift for the Fae, just to say hi and I love you. And then they bring back to you a little hi, I love you, with a little wink and a nod that lets you know it's from them, okay? It's something very, I almost want to say very woo-woo, and I personally do not like the term woo-woo because everything spiritual can be scientifically explained, and everything scientific can be spiritually explained, and I think it's kind of a dismissive word myself, but this is something that, to the wrong audience, it would be kind of woo-woo, okay? And it might even be happening to you in an area where maybe you speculate it could or could not be true, or maybe you're around people who would not believe it, but it happens. And there's no debating the fact that it happens, whatever it is, okay? Woo! Queen of Swords. Yeah, okay. Queen of Swords is like setting a boundary. It's being very sharp with something. We do have a lot of swords coming out here, so this is something that's a story for the ages. This is something where if you choose to continue your family line, or if you already have, this is a story that you tell your children and they tell their children's children, and this is something that gets passed down for generations. It's, well, how did our family come into this abundance? Well, it's so sad that they made a deal with Lakshmi and said that if they devoted their life to Lakshmi and they built a temple on this mountain, then abundance would sustain our family for 7 generations. It's something like this, where it becomes like legendary, literally a legend, okay? Because it's something that is almost mythological. Did it happen? Did it not happen? It's something that's spiritual. It's something that, well, it's really the result. It's the scoreboard at the end of the day. But, whether or not the ref made the right calls, it's kind of subjective. To you, it's not. To those who are there, it's not subjective. But it's something where the legend, the story is certainly remembered. And it's certainly something that is a little bit, perhaps, debatable to the skeptic, but of course the skeptic doesn't really matter because they weren't there, it wasn't their experience, and this is something that is tangible for you. It's spiritual and it's tangible. So there's definitely an energy here of this progressing your spiritual energies. This 8 of Wands card, for me, it's really charging and energizing actually the aura and the energy of the light code on the Arcturus card. So this 8 of Wands, it's communication with something, it's lighting something up. This is a catalyst for something. It's a catalyst for, well, this Wheel of Fortune energy, for you receiving something that's beautiful, that's lucky, that's expansive, that's beautiful, that's also highly educated and or sought after. It's also going to be something that you don't need to try to rationalize it when it happens because it's very factual. It's like if I point my finger at you, one can rationalize whether or not I did that or why I did that or what's going on, but the fact of the matter is I pointed my finger in your face and you looked at it and you saw it. It's something like this. Okay, you know what you saw, you know what happened. Okay, you have a little scrape on your arm from when that tree slapped you across the arm, and that's not debatable. Okay, you have a little extra money in your pocket from the day after you worshipped Lakshmi. Okay, that's not debatable. This is something that's very, very, very cause and effect, very rational. Now, the way that you do rationalize this, whether or not you're in that energy and that leads you into the energy of Lakshmi because they're serendipitous with one another, and then is it cause or effect, is it manifestation, or is it divine blessing? Okay, right, it's divinely guided. Okay, you can rationalize it all day long. That's the point here. But it doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that this is a catalyst. This is a miracle that's a catalyst for something. And it's also going to parallel something that you've seen before. So this isn't going to be your first time with this experience or an experience like this. Alternatively, it's not going to be your first time having an experience with whoever you're around. So it's one or the other. Either you have a spiritual experience with someone who it seems that you never see them unless you're having really spiritual experiences together, or this is something where it's a spiritual experience you've had time and time again, and now there are going to be other people around you who experience this with you, okay? And again, it's going to be the result of something. You and your buddies go out camping in Sedona and you try to do a CE5, and it works. You, just for fun, you want to do some arts and crafts, you pick up some colored pencils and some bedazzled little rhinestone stickers and you decorate little fairy doors. Well, guess what you did? You welcomed in the fae. It's something where you connect with Aphrodite, you ask for her guidance, and you kind of give her an offering, and then all of a sudden, a big romantic energy comes into your life. And also, you're feeling really beautiful. Everyone's telling you how gorgeous you are, you have new love in your life, and it happens, like, immediately. This is something where you're like, that wasn't a coincidence, okay? And again, it's going to parallel something. 4 of Wands at the back of the deck. This is going to be end game, whatever this is. You and those people are now bonded for life, or you have another experience with this person, which ends up being like endgame for you two. Or if this is Aphrodite, the person, it's endgame. It's something like this. It's spiritual and it's endgame. The 4 of Wands, it can be a lot of different things. It's domestic bliss. This is like kind of white picket fence energy. This is anything to do with your home. It's a spiritual energy of your home. So if you connect with your house spiritually, it can be something like saying thank you to your house and asking it to protect you, and then the next day there's like a fire and then everything except for your apartment burns down, right? I'm not saying, oh no, actually literally I'm telling you expect miracles with this blessing. Okay, I'm not saying anything crazy or bad is going to happen. I'm not really seeing that in the cards, but this is something where, I mean, you asked, right? And then it happened. It's something like this, but it's not a manifestation where it's not a material manifestation that you're focused on. It's not serendipity because of your alignment. This is a miracle for miracle's sake. This is going to be some sort of forward movement. It's going to be a spiritual catalyst for you that in a different context, if you heard about it or if this happened to somebody else, you might be a little bit armed. You might be a little bit on guard because of these energies. But this is something that happens to you and you're open to it. It's something where maybe you wouldn't believe it if you didn't see it. Maybe you wouldn't understand it if it didn't happen to you. Maybe it's happened to you before, but because it happened around other people, you feel validated and now they're having that experience. It's something that is, it needed to happen this way, and it needed to happen as a miracle because there's something special about that. There's something special about it because it's for you. Because it's not only that you have put in the work, it's not only that it's limited edition and divinely guided, it's also that you asked and then you received. And that's a big part of what's going on here. You ask and you receive. And sometimes what you ask, it's for the steps in order to get to where you need to go. Sometimes you ask and what you receive, it's direction, and then you get there. Sometimes you ask and then what you receive is serendipity. It's a synchronicity. It's a sign. It lets you know. And so you can move forward. Sometimes you ask and you receive. And it's just simply magic. Now, magic just means something that we cannot explain at that moment in time. Same with miracle. And so just because you might not be able to explain it, or it might be difficult to explain, doesn't remove the validity of the situation. I just wanted to mention that before we move forward. So, ooh, interesting. We've got the 5 of Cups and the Empress. Ooh, okay, gorgeous. This is something that I just want to let you know. This will be something that sets you apart. Whatever this third thing is, you will be the person that experienced that. You will never be able to undo that. Not that you would want to, but it's something where certainly you're the person, like, it's giving group 3 is God's favorite. is kind of the vibe. Now, it's not giving it in an arrogant way or in even like a comparative way, but it's like you ask and you shall receive, but you were the one that asked. Okay, it's like group 3 is the one that now does successful CE5s. Group 3 is the one who had that divine experience, saw that apparition. Group 3 is the one who had those divine visions and could start speaking in languages they never learned. It's giving huge. It's giving huge, and it is also it's like giving this energy of, I say this word gently because it's not precisely the correct energy, but of alienation. Again, it's only you. Maybe it's you and a group of people, but it's like you're the catalyst, and because of your cause, there's an effect, and that effect is also a catalyst. And it affects you, it moves you very deeply, and it also moves like a community or a family or a group of friends or another person. There is this energy here of you ask and you shall receive. You wanted this to happen again, so it did. Or you were promised the first time that it happened that it would happen again. It's something very, very magical. This is something like, I'm being shown, now of course we have the Mintaka card, okay, so it's not fully unbased, but we're getting into these very hearsay kind of analogies, very hearsay kind of energies. And so what I'm being shown in my clairvoyance is actually in alignment with this Mintaka card a bit, and the third blessing. It's like a sailor who goes out to sea and meets a siren and a mermaid. They talk, they get along. And the mermaid says, you come back here in 2 full moons from now, when the moon is direct in the sky, and it's in between these 2 stars, whatever's going on, right? You come back here at this date and time, and I promise I will reveal myself to you again. And so the sailor has faith and comes back. Surely enough, she is there just as she promised. It's something like this. It is something where you ask and you receive. It's promised to you and then it's bestowed. It's very, but it's giving this energy of a blessing of something that's very like, you have to see it to believe it, but not you. And that's why. And it was something that's going to be made an example of. Because when the sailor returns, he brings somebody with him. Or because you knew the first time you had that experience it would happen again. And so the next time you end up in that location and the stars are just aligned, it does happen again. Just like it was promised to you that it would. There's something like this. It's giving direct cause and effect, but it's entirely spiritual. So let's see anything else that group number 3 needs to know. This is a lot of really big energy, and it's also very peculiar, but in a really like fun way. It's really giving not 1 through 10, it's giving 11 and 12. It's not giving the inner planets or anything like that. It's giving Uranus and Neptune. It's giving Aquarius and Pisces. It's giving self-realization and enlightenment. It's kind of giving, it's not giving ungrounded, it's giving so grounded that it's ethereal. It's giving so ethereal that it's grounded. It's that connective point in between that's a little bit hard to access unless you're there by serendipity, by accident, on purpose, or by asking and receiving. So let's see, what else does group 3 need to know? Okay, related or unrelated, okay. You have a lot more options to getting to a specific goal than you think that you do, okay? Something or someone is not your only way to get somewhere, okay? There might be something where you feel like, well, it would be great if only this happened, or it would be great if only this didn't happen, okay? You are divinely guided, and that is not the only option that you have. Divine has several different options, several different ways for you to get to where you're going. You're gonna get to where you're going. What's supposed to happen will, no matter what. And whatever it is you've been working on or working towards, it's going to be abundant and successful. You're going to have a successful harvest. And an unsuspecting time is what I'm getting for you, okay? Also, tell your story. Tell your story. People need to hear it. There's something about your story is going to be a catalyst for the awakening of others, or it's going to be divine inspiration for something. It's like you write a book, they turn it into a movie. It's like you tell your story and it inspires an entire fantasy novel from somebody. You tell your story and it makes somebody want to devote themselves to this master or get into spirituality or start learning astrology or something like this, okay? Anything else group 3 needs to know? I'm hearing this is pertaining to the blessings. It fell out right on the first one. Okay, 9 of Cups. Your wish will be fulfilled. This thing that you've been working on, you've been building, you almost threw in the towel and then you didn't. You keep going, okay? Your wish is going to be fulfilled, and it's going to be even more freeing than you're expecting for it to be, okay? I'm getting to tell you, be in the present moment a little more than in the future. This future is closer to you than you think, so you're going to want to already be fully present when it occurs, okay? Which lets me know, first one, it's going to be very soon. It's also going to open up a path for you in the future that's not what you would expect, but it's leading you to where you know you're going. Next thing, okay, you are going to be given a resource to invest with, okay? This might be a network, this might be an amount of money, it might be a resource to invest with, okay? Get creative with it. Do be creative with it, okay? There's a reason why you're such a creative person, and it's not so that you can be pragmatic and rational all of the time. Otherwise, you wouldn't be very creative. This is giving, when your right brain lights up, you balance it out by asking left brain. When left brain lights up, you balance it out by asking right brain, all right? If right brain lights up, you let that right brain run loose. If left brain lights up, you let that left brain run loose. That is your advice for right now. Specifically with blessing number 2, you will know when it happens. It's going to be very serendipitous, very obvious, very creative, very like romantic. This is like the universe is courting you, okay? The universe is going to sweep you off your feet. And pertaining to the third one here, okay, don't worry about it ahead of time, and don't worry about it even after it happens. Just enjoy the energy, because it's going to be something that when you look back at it, this is going to be, I'm hearing, something for you to want to sip on for the rest of your life. It's going to be something that this energy is going to sustain you for a very long time. Just because something's going to happen that might not be very relatable, let's say this, because something will happen that's not entirely relatable to others, and because it's going to be such a miraculous and spiritual experience too, you're going to get very inspired. It's going to make you create changes in your life. It's going to be a shift in your life. It is going to be a catalyst as well. So at this point in time, be fully open to it. Allow it to come in. It's going to come in anyway, but allow it to come in. And if you already know what this is, because this mirrors an experience you've had in the past, be strong enough to be open to it happening again. You're already getting the signs that it's going to be time. It's time to go there again. It's time to connect with them again. It's time to dive into that energy again. It's time to start that practice again. It's time. You already know it, okay? So simply follow it, be open. And just because you know what to expect doesn't mean you need to do anything. It's just you simply getting a heads up. And for those of you who don't have a heads up, okay, be strong enough, have the faith, and you will have the sight. It will be something that excites you for time and time and time to come, okay? And it will also be a legend in your family. So make sure that you tell your story or write it down. Someone might find your journal later. You might pass the story down through word of mouth, through your family, whatever it is. This is something that's very, very important here. We've got the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups, all right? I'm hearing the song, I've been watching you, Dad, ain't that cool? I'm your buckaroo, I wanna be like you. So that can be significant for somebody here. Whatever this is the universe and something or someone else, okay? Whether this is that tree, or it's the divine, or it's Lakshmi, or it's your friend, or it's that person that for some reason when you get together you always have crazy spiritual experiences, whatever it is, okay? This is an act of love, okay? Romantic, platonic, familial, divine, whatever it is, this is an act of love to you from the universe, from them, from that collective, from that tree. It's an act of love. It is also an honor and a privilege. So I'm getting to tell you that no matter how much history there may or may not be, no matter how difficult it may or may not be to be one with which the universe bestows something like this onto you, this is an honor and a privilege more than it is a responsibility. Although it is a responsibility. But most importantly, it's an honor and a privilege. See it as an initiation, okay? You've got it. So, group number 3, this is all I have for you. Wow, I have to say, what incredible energy. I have not received a reading like this before, so it's really awesome. Group 3, if you wouldn't mind, please like and comment on this video, and if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, it helps me out a lot and helps me keep doing what I love and helps other people find messages that are meant for them when it's time for them as well. With that being said, if you would like a personal session with me, I do offer personalized light codes, as well as channeling sessions, tarot readings, astrology, astrocartography, Reiki sessions. Those services are available on my spiritualistic store, on Etsy at Spiritualistic, also in the description box. On that store, you'll also be able to find all of my published tarot and oracle decks, like the ones I used today, my published books, journals that I've created, as well as different merchandise and stuff. If you would like more channeling sessions, you can find those on my Inner Circle channel here on YouTube, also in the description box. If you would like more tangible tarot readings that talk about 3D situations, reading the cards a little more in depth, things like 3D situations, etc., that will be on my Patreon. Also linked on the description box. Both of those I post every single week consistently, so you always have exclusive content. If you would like a lot of mini content from me, I post on TikTok all of the time, so you will always find me there. If you want to keep up with my life, you'll find me on Instagram. And if anything else, I hope that you just have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. I love you and I'm grateful for you. And if you want to shoot me an email and let me know what any of this was about, because I am curious and I am invested, please let me know. So with that being said, I love you and I'm grateful for you, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.